This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. Zang. You know what that's from, Meg? Zang.
No. What is that from?
It's from Wayne's World 2, because he's dating Cassandra, and he's like, yes. He doesn't know, well, he knows a little bit of Cantonese or whatever it is, and he goes,
there it is,
Zang, and it says excellent at the bottom. So I've used that
Jacob
word.
Nailed it right away. Like right away, Jacob. Right away puts Wayne's World. Yeah, even I didn't remember that. My goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things like that and Holy Shnikes that have basically continued my whole adult life. Welcome, everybody. It's episode 248 of X&C Podcast, and Mag and I are cranking along on the news. There is a little bit to talk about. Actually, there's just a few things. I'm actually going to update the bottom ticker thing in real time. I've been at the office all day. I normally work from home, but I was at the office today getting some work done. And so, yeah, here we are. Meg, how are you doing? I'm
doing well. It was, it's funny. I didn't, obviously, I have, my last video was Thursday, and I haven't done anything since because it was the Easter weekend, whatever. I was with my family on Friday. I was with the family on Saturday, and then with my wife's family on Sunday. And so it was very busy, right? And then, of course, today I had the kids because they were off today, whatever. It only seems like the government and the banks and the schools get Easter Monday. Everybody else, go to hell, right? But they get Easter Monday, which they made up off the top of their heads. Because they already get Good Friday off. But anyways, so dealing with that, and it's funny, last night I was lying in bed and I'm getting messages, DMs from people. They're like, hey, man, there's a lot of people talking about you. You okay? And I'm like, yeah, why? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we haven't seen any content in a couple days. I'm like, yeah, it's because the weekend is pretty wild. I'm not wild, but it's pretty hairy and pretty busy, right? Especially for Italians, we do a lot for Easter. It's a big occasion, right? So yeah, it was a whole thing, man. It was great. But either way, I still got some gaming in there too. Played some Crimson Desert again. I defeated 2 more bosses. It was a lot of fun. They're kind of like little side bosses. No spoilers or whatever. Some gorilla guy. I don't know. He's some gorilla like in some cathedral somewhere. And defeated him.
Oh, yeah.
And
then,
yeah.
He was kind of a spoiler, but it's early on.
Oh, nonsense. It's just a monster. And then I faced some like a guy who's not part of the main story. I don't know, his name was like Saigon or Sagor the Destroyer or something. Conan the Barbarian. I don't know what the hell his name was.
Saigon.
He had like a big deer on his head. He had a big deer on his head. And he had like
Staglord.
Staglord. That's the dude. Yeah, I was about to say Star-Lord. No, not Star-Lord, folks. Not Star-Lord. Staglord. I fought this Staglord dude, beat him. That was fantastic. And then you know how that game goes, man. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to get into it. I really don't feel like getting into it. I just want to like diddle around on the pause, on the console for a bit, whatever. And then all of a sudden you play 15 minutes of Crimson Desert, and then you look at the clock and you're like, oh, 4 hours and 27 minutes later. It's like. You know what I mean?
You got to tell people, because you were kind of like, oh, I don't know about this game. And then we talked on the phone and you were like, it's incredible. Like the adventure is amazing. And it's pulled you in. I'm at 120 hours on this thing.
Oh, come on, dude. What are you doing? 120 hours. Really?
Yeah. Nice. Serif has the Happy Gilmore shirt. Yeah, this is an awesome shirt. Sequel's pretty good. So watch the sequel. Yeah,
the sequel was good. Actually, I thought it was a funny movie. But yeah, listen, man, if you're going to put 120 hours into a game, Colteastwood, there's only one thing that could possibly give you that kind of energy. Because I haven't had that energy, but something gave you that energy. Do you know what that might be? I have a guess.
I could smell it from a mile away. I could smell it.
You now?
Some legendary.
Gentlemen, it is the legendary 4XP, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only way that Colteastwood could put 120 hours into Crimson Desert. The man is a maniac. He clearly doesn't sleep. He clearly ignores his family. He just basically packs up like he's going off like to war, and he says, I'll see you in 3 months. And he disappears, and that's the only way. Listen, the only way he can get this done, ladies and gentlemen, is with 4XP. And I can tell you this. They have a pro starter kit that you can get right now. It includes the shaker, the variety pack that Colteastwood just held up, and the old starter kit just had the shaker and 3 joysticks, one of each flavor. Nah. Now it's a whole situation, okay? And it's got a full variety pack, $15. But wait, there's more. From now on until the end of April, guys, you've got 3.5 weeks to get this done, okay? 3.5 weeks. Okay. They're doing free shipping on all orders for the rest of the month of April. So if you want to get on this stuff, this is the time to do it. You just got to pay for the product, even get the Pro Starter Pack, $15, free shipping. Not even Amazon will do anything like that. You know why? Because Bezos is too busy making bad Lord of the Rings TV shows instead of making good products like 4XP. That's what you got to do. And on top of all this, folks, they got a rewards program. If you're not part of the rewards program, get on it. Because if you have one of those cards, you know those little cards that you go and you do at Starbucks? Okay. 4XP has that, and it's a better product anyway, okay? You're not paying $8 for a latte or $19 for a, Kappa what? Oh, I was about to say a bad word. Whatever, Al Pacino, Cappuccino, whatever the hell it is. Okay, go to 4XP. You'll get the exact same kind of energy that you need to get through your day. 4XP, go check them out.
Yeah, thank you, Meg. I appreciate it. They're awesome. And if you go to these gaming conventions, you might run into the guys that invented 4XP. So they're awesome. So you got Blue Raspberry, you've got Ultra Nightmare, which is watermelon, and then White Gummy, which tastes like a gummy bear, but it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But it does. But it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
But it doesn't. But it does. But it kind of doesn't. But it does. It's amazing. So yeah, shout out to them. We've always got the image up of 4XP over there. Yeah, we've got it up over there, so you can check them out. So we appreciate them. Also, it is a crazy time when it comes to gaming. Crimson Desert, like Meg and I were talking about, has taken the world by storm. It's one of it would be like this year's Expedition 33. It's this year's Elden Ring. It's this year's Arc Raiders. It's like this game that came in, everyone's like, looks cool, but they really, really like it. But we're excited to be talking about it. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit because I see King Fan Man in the chat going, Starfield.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
I've been mulling over so many Starfield ideas. Check out King Fan Man's channel. He did this awesome video about 4 days ago. Everything you need to know jumping into Starfield for the first time. If you're finally deciding to try it out at its full form or play it on PlayStation now that's coming out tomorrow. Really great video. He talks about all the things you need to know and what you need to do and how you need to get the game ready to rock. And I've been thinking about making content, but Meg and I were talking. Sorry, we're a little bit late starting the show. We're talking about all this stuff. It's been a busy weekend. We just went through the holidays, like Mag said. So Starfield is going to get its Metacritic score on PlayStation tomorrow, and I'm predicting.
Oh, really?
Mag,
they're doing a whole meta thing just for PlayStation? I had no idea, honestly.
What they're doing is they're sending out review copies on PlayStation, so there will be a limited amount of reviews depending on who decides to review it. Will IGN do another review? They've already submitted one. I don't know. Will it just be some of the centric PlayStation sites? I don't know. Right. But, lately IGN has been deciding to go back and retool their reviews, especially for Crimson Desert and Marathon. Like they said, they were, somebody told me that IGN was thinking about doing a re-review of Crimson Desert. Let's make this a topic for just a moment, guys, because this is something I've said for probably 10 years. And stick with me here. I know a lot of people might not love IGN, but so a guy like Ty Guy Travis, he's prominent in the industry with the podcast, and he works as a contractor for IGN, and he reviewed Crimson Desert and gave it a 6. So people go after him. Well, that's just his opinion, right? But what I think is, that IGN gets a handful of reviews to their staff when a game comes out, right? I don't know if you knew that, Mag. That they don't just send one code over IGN. They send a few. They send one to Ryan McCaffrey. They'll send one to Miranda. They'll send one to Ty Guy or whoever. And all these people get to play the game early, and they can talk about it on their podcasts or help write stuff or do reviews and guides and stuff. Not reviews, but the point I'm getting at is that if Ty Guy Travis is in charge of reviewing Crimson Desert, it's purely on his shoulders to represent IGN. So he can build the review. I'm going to try and get to the point here. If Ty Guy Travis does a review, he should kick back to his team who's also playing the game, who received a review code, which you sort of quasi are responsible for providing a review if you get a copy as a journalist. So why not? Okay, I'm at a 6. What do you think, Ryan? What do you think, Miranda? What do you think, Jerry, or whoever? And then come up with a pool of a score, because The problem with IGN, if they have multiple reviews, it's down to one guy or girl to represent IGN as the review score, and you get things like Dragon Age Veilguard getting a 9 and Crimson Desert getting a 6, and it kind of doesn't compute. So you kind of, the reason why it's not a hit at IGN. I'm like, why would you do this to yourself? You guys are more than just one person. And so if you're like, I want to go to IGN for the utmost review score, Mag, you would say, well, at least IGN collectively comes up with a score with all their teams who are working on playing the game early. And, if Travis says it's a 6, and I want to ask your opinion on this, Mag, and the rest of his team's like, well, it really feels more like a 7. And I'm thinking it's an 8. And then, he puts out the 6. Everyone's like, IGN, they're so evil. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, you see, that's the danger of when your business becomes very big. Right? When it comes to a point where you basically have become a corporate conglomerate across the globe, like IGN, for example, one of the largest media sites on the planet now. I mean, I was I was printing out. Can you imagine this? Back in the day, we didn't have smartphones, right? In the restaurant days when I was with the pirates in the back there and actually doing all the cooking and all that jazz, I used to go to my dad's computer back in the early 2000s, and because he had a computer and a printer, I did not. And I would print out all the reviews and stuff like that. And then we would all gather around each other and read the reviews and all that, because they were huge, right? It was a huge deal. Now, the thing is, they were much smaller. But now you've got a situation there, Colt, where you've got dozens of offices around the planet for IGN. How do you pick one person? Or how do you get, I don't think you can represent all of IGN. You know what I'm saying? Unless you did a pool like you're saying, but then that could be like hundreds of people, and everybody's experience is going to be different. And I think there's a danger to that by having, not a danger, but cycling through different people to review stuff. And you've seen it before, and I've seen it before, right? Have you seen some of those reviews, dude, where they've got a guy who's just like, listen, man, I know this is whatever, I'll fill in the blank. Tomb Raider 4, I hated the first 3, but they made me review 4 and I hate it, or whatever. And I'm like, well,
GameStop did that with Gears 10 years ago.
They've done that before. They've done it before, right? And the reviewer literally says in the review, I did not like the other games or whatever, but I was tasked with reviewing this game. Now, at the same time, you also don't want a slobbering fanboy who's going to be like, oh, it's 11 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like Boss Nass in episode 1. You know what I mean? You don't want that either. You want someone but the thing is, how do you choose? So I think that at the end of the day, what you do is what I do, folks. And this is what I try to do. I try to I look at reviews and I use them as not really the gold standard. I just use them as a guide to war, and I pick out the things of what I would find interesting or whatever else, not rely entirely on a review. For example, if IGN, I don't know, if they give, I don't know, whatever, fill in the blank for whatever game's coming out, Pragmata, and they give it a 4 out of 10, I'd be like, that seems weird.
Yeah.
Let me go in there and check it out, because I know I like Capcom games, whatever, and let me pick out the good things out of the review that I can, and just use it as sort of not really a baseline, but just sort of a little bit of a guide, and then take multiple reviews, and then from there I could say, okay, I can make an educated sort of decision as to whether I'm going to pay $100 for this game, right? And so, the games are $100 for me, right? So it's a lot of money. So it's the kind of thing you don't just do on a whim like a French king. Just be like, give me that. You know what I mean? $100 is $100. Yeah, bring me the head of a pig. It's expensive. And a fool of a took. And I think that we also rely on each other, because we all know what we like, what kind of games we like, what kind of games we don't like. And I'll reach out to the community. The community will tell me, be like, listen, man, we both loved this game. Oh, you got it first? You got the other game that's kind of similar to that? What do you think about it? And they'll be like, oh, Meg, this, it's awesome. You'll love this, and this. And so I use a lot of more gamer feedback these days than I do the reviews. Now, not a slight against the reviewers or the media sites, not at all. I'm just going on the baseline, I'm in the trenches with everybody else, and be like, what do you guys think? And then they'll tell me the truth, because they paid money for it. And because they paid money for it, I'm going to get a little bit more of an honest review, because at that point, they're saying, listen, I spent $70 on this game, or 100 Canadian dollars on this game, whatever, or Australian. They'll tell you the truth and tell you whether it was worth the money or not. And that's why I take a lot of that more seriously these days. Apart from the fanboy nonsense, obviously you could filter those people out. You know, people like do those early reviews and give everything a 0. You know, they review bomb something, or else they do the positive. What's it called? The positive negative. What is a positive? Toxic positivity, and then they'll give everything a 10 just because they're trying to, you know, stick it to the chuds or whatever the hell the stupid stuff that people do online and all this stuff. So you look at the real people and you talk to them, they spent their money. A lot of these sites get their stuff for free. They get their consoles for free. They get their hardwares for free. They get their airplane rides for free. They get all that stuff. You know what I mean? And so, like, there's a lot of that where I have to push back a little bit. I'm like, you know, you get a guy like ACG, for example. Look at ACG.
Right.
Okay. Guys, go check out ACG. He's amazing. Ant-Man, what's up? He says, Mag, my favorite pony. How you doing, Ant-Man? So here's the thing. He's
ACG buys a copy of the game because he doesn't want to get one for free. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. But what he does do is that the free copy that he does give them, he gives it out to the community. So he'll give them the code or whatever. I think that's what he said or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he does, but he buys all his games. And that's pretty cool. And so you're going to look at someone who actually spent their hard-earned dollar on purchasing that game, and then I will listen to someone like that, right? And so it's as opposed to someone who goes, ugh, it's my job. Let me just do this and blah, 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 blah. So, but anyway, back to the topic. I'm actually very interested to see. I did not know that they were going to do a whole new round of reviews for Starfield. I figured they were just going to release it and that's it, because some games that were ported to PS5 from the Xbox, did they even get like, you know, like an in public or sort of like a more front facing public reviews, like when they launched? Like South of Midnight came out 4 days ago.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
they have
Forza Horizon 5 got a review. They, you know, Microsoft sent me an early copy on PlayStation, and I loaded up. I'm like, oh, looks like everything else, like it normally does. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Starfield, I forgot that we were talking about Starfield, but yeah, it's going to get maybe 30 reviews. That's my prediction. Okay. Maybe 30 or 35 reviews will come out tomorrow on Metacritic. That'll be on the PlayStation 5 platform of that game. And I'm predicting that the Metacritic will be an 87.
You think it's an 87? Yeah. Okay.
So I think sometime late morning on the West Coast, when everything starts when most of them file in, you know, it's probably like 6 a.m. or something. I haven't looked. I know Red and King Fanman probably know exactly when that embargo is. They've been cranking out amazing content. Go check out Red's channel. He's blown up to 5,000 subs. His coverage on Starfield has been impeccable and very consistent. So, yeah, I think sometime around 10 a.m. West Coast time, like noon your time, around then, those scores will settle out. I'm actually expecting Starfield to go from its 83 or an 85. I think it's 85 on OpenCritic, which covers, you know, PC and everything all in one spot. I think it'll bring the game up to an 87 on PlayStation 5, which it might tick the game up a couple of points. So 5,200
right now
subs. Holy crap, Red. Slow down.
What did he say? 5,200.
He's at 5,200.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Red. I'm coming for you, buddy. We gotta have healthy competition, my friend. No, I'm behind him. South of Midnight did not get a PS5
Metacritic
as far as
at
I
all.
can see here. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. They had 7 reviews. I just saw this right now. And on Xbox, it's reviewed at a 77. And the 7 reviews, but it's only 7 reviews on PS5. It's got an 80 Metacritic on the PlayStation. But the Xbox Metacritic has 91 critic reviews. Right? So that's much higher.
Look at that that Xbox tax there, so to speak. It's funny because I did this video last week about.
But I mean, 7 reviews is versus 91. I mean, that's a difference of what 84 reviews, right? So it could go up, it could go down, but I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I never even knew they did that because no one talked about it. In fact, you know what I think I'm going to do?
It's a new thing.
I think I'm going to play South of Midnight this Friday for Friday Night Live. I didn't do Friday Night Live this week because it was Good Friday. I was away at my parents and stuff. I think I might do that this week.
You should. And you know, you can crank through that game in like 8 hours. This is why I use OpenCritic. It takes Xbox, PC, and PS5 all into one score. So, like you said, Xbox on South of Midnight's a 77. We should be looking at Starfield. PC's a 75. Switch is in 77, and PS5 is an 80. So the OpenCritic score would be a little bit different. Let me look at Starfield real quick.
That's what I'm doing too. I'm pulling it up on my other screen.
I'd actually like to be able to share screen with you guys on on the show, but then I'm afraid that you'll see all the naked horse pictures. So yeah, we got Starfield's in an 83 on the naked ponies. Starfield's at an 80. Look, I got to go into the page here to see the platforms because that's counting either Xbox or PC.
PC is 85, Xbox is 83.
Yeah.
As it stands, it says PS5 to be determined, and that's all there is to it. So it'll be very interesting. User scores out of almost 13,390. The user score is 6.8.
That's so rough. You know, if you really wanted to be calculative, guys, and you wanted to know what user scores mean on, especially on Metacritic, you'd have to grab your calculator and yank all the ones and yank all the tens, and then do your calculation. Because if we go into user scores,
a slippery slope too. That's a slippery slope too. Because like for example, like I look at Resident Evil Requiem, which is now in the, unfortunately for me, now in the rear view mirror, right? It's gone and it's done with. But I mean, I gave that a 9.9 out of 10. Because I thought, to me, it was an absolutely extraordinary experience from start to finish, and I loved it, right? So the thing is, would you scrub my score for someone who played the game 8 times? I played the game 8 times in that period of time, or whatever, and then I did that speed run on the channel. So like, how would you pick and choose who gave it a 10, who gave it a 1? But you're not wrong. I think that you have to own the game and play it.
You could at least throw away the ones and the 3s and the 2s and the 1s, because Metacritic's user score is on a 1 through 10 basis, and I'm sure there's going to be some 10s, but there'll be a lot of 10s. But when you got someone who said they gave Starfield a 4, all they said was it's a loading screen simulator in 50 hours. It's like you didn't enjoy anything else, but it's like, that's fine. That's just someone's opinion. But you and I talk about it all the time. There's a couple of prominent reviewers that I used to like. No, I mean, I still like them a lot, but I don't go off of their, I watch their reviews. I don't make my decision based on their reviews as much anymore, because there's open world games they don't really like that I really like. So, and it's fine. I'll still watch their stuff. People just they go crazy over this, but I think that Starfield is quite a bit different of a game.
How about what Steam does? Sort of to dive back in there, don't you have to actually own the game and put a specific amount of time in the game before they allow you to review?
Yeah, you have to have played it. Yeah, so you have to have it played on your account.
Wouldn't that solve half the problem right there? Because if you're going to get a bunch of people who are either just like being ridiculous and review bombing it for one reason, or toxic positivity for another reason, and they're all fighting with each other for some whatever nonsense war stuff, online war stuff, you would probably eliminate a lot of those people, because I can't picture some guy going, I'm sticking it to the chuds and going to spend $100 and then give this a 0. That seems a little ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, you'd really have to like, man, dude, I'll give it to you. You're leaning into it hard if you're taking a console war that far. But I think you would eliminate a lot of those people, because I think you would, you know what I mean? Because a lot of those people wouldn't be playing the games, and that's,
I mean, Steam, I don't know. Steam user reviews are generally regarded as more respectable than something like Metacritic or another forum. But, right now in recent reviews, Starfield's a 66, which is slightly higher than the Metacritic user review, out of 100. But overall, it's a 57 overall.
Jesus.
Which is like absolutely ridiculous. That if I went to I don't know if it lets me filter by the lowest review type, negative. 74,000 negative reviews. 55 hours on record. 141. These are all thumbs down.
Wow.
521 hours of Starfield, not recommended. This dude literally played this game longer than my kids have been alive. And he's saying not recommended. But hey, man, that's how it is. Like,
how can you put that much time into something you hate? That seems like so absolutely ridiculous. It's like, I hate this game. I'm going to play another 450 hours of it just to... Like, it doesn't make any sense. After about 3 hours, if I hate the game, I'm like, listen, man, this ain't for me. It ain't doing it.
Right.
I'll give it 2 more hours. Yeah. I got a 5-hour threshold. If it doesn't start hitting at 5 hours, get out of here. That means your game is not ready for. It's either your game is not ready, needs to be fixed, or it was just never going to be good. Those are the only 3 options you got.
Sure. Yeah.
So like, look at Crimson Desert. You saw me reverse. I reversed my bicycle and started going the other way. when after I hit that 5-hour threshold, but it also happened to coincide with 3 major updates that immediately changed the entire trajectory of not the trajectory of the game, but the trajectory of my feelings towards the game, is because then I'm like, oh, the stuff I was screaming about, they fixed.
And it's like Playbox says, I've watched 500 hours of XNC and it's still awful.
Not recommended. 500 hours of XNC and I hate it.
Speaking of, who was it here?
Hit that thumbs down button, folks.
Froggy T. White says, Colt, that headline is bait. You know exclusives are not coming back in any meaningful way. We'll get into that. No, it's not clickbait. Everything that I say in my title, I am going to talk about. I had a long conversation with the illustrious. Is that the right word? The voluptuous Tim Dog.
Whoa.
Yeah, voluptuous.
He's voluptuous
like
too, dude. I don't know if that's I don't think that's a description adjective I would use.
Nah, he's awesome.
Is he going to be in LA this year?
I don't think so. But talk to him for an hour about all this, and he's been talking to a lot of people. He talks to people I don't talk to, and he is feeling really positive about the direction of Xbox. And this comes from someone like Tim Dog, who has been pretty upset with how they've done things over. Well, so have you and I, right? We've hassled them pretty good about some of the choices they've made, but it really. We'll get into the thing with Asha Sharma. I think one of the things she did recently was like, what are people asking for? And what did you guys promise to do that you're not doing? And then they started like checking those boxes off. Me like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am. And they just started cranking it out. So let me read a couple of questions here before we move forward. We're going to, we cover the Starfield stuff. It's going to be an awesome day tomorrow, and I would love to get into it, but Crimson Desert is way too addictive right now. We're going to talk about Todd Howard.
I'm still going to turn it on.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's right.
No, I'm going to play actually at some point in the show. I'm going to get up and get my controller and I'm going to turn it on. I got to re-download it on the hard drive. So I'm going to do that while the show is going because it's going to be a huge. Now, the thing is the updates are available tomorrow, not today, right? So I have to wait till tomorrow to get the update.
Yeah,
so
tomorrow, like you can fly in the solar systems. Then I would recommend, well, not for you, Mag, but I would recommend people who are getting back in to buy the DLC. That's what I'm going to end up doing, but I don't want to do that right now because if I leave Crimson Desert behind, it'll be so hard to get back and go, what does this button do?
Well, I know you've got an unnatural obsession with Fallout and Starfield, so it's I get it. I understand your thing, but for me, I want to download at least the base game. Well, I have the deluxe edition, so I'll get all the DLCs and stuff. I want to get that out of the way now, so that when I turn on my Xbox tomorrow, the only thing I have to worry about is the update. Right? And I'll get the DLC too. No, I mean, I have the deluxe edition. So wouldn't I get the DLC?
Yeah, I guess you would.
One? Yeah. So, or the premium
I don't know.
Edition, I think I got.
I never thought about that.
I got the premium edition.
Yeah, it must. Yeah, I think I do too.
Okay, well, it'll be less of a download tomorrow morning is what I'm getting at. So I'd rather do the chunk of it, which is going to be like 100 gigs plus tonight.
Right.
And get that out of the way. And then tomorrow morning. So I'm not sitting there waiting for like a 160 gig, download. But anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll do it while I'm doing the show.
Yeah, I know it'll kill
Cyber Gunter, knock it off.
I have to see this.
Listen, the Jays are like wounded animals right now, okay? Leave them alone. They're going to come back. Not tonight. They're not going to come back.
The Mariners have not won like all beginning of the season. It's been awful.
The Jays started off 3-0. And thank you, Sharifi. I will be streaming tomorrow night, buddy. You better be there.
And we were rocking our team logos last week.
Well, the Jays won 3 in a row to start the season and then just fell apart. And then I'm like, it's okay. These are growing pains, new team members. They got to get their bats hot again, all that kind of stuff. Cyber Hunter. Yeah. Hey, you better be there in LA. Hey, no excuses. So, all that stuff. So, the Jays got to get their stuff together. But it's okay. There's a lot of time. There's still like 155 more games. So it's not like NFL. You lose 4 games in the NFL, you're done. You know what I mean? There's only 16 games in the season or 17. That's it. But baseball, you can afford it a little bit here. And plus, I got to wait for the Yankees to do what they usually do. Halfway through the season, they completely poop the bed. What's her name?
We just start beaning the batters, and then we can get them on the IL list, and they
start doing the Johnny Depp's ex-wife thing. They start pooping the bed, and that's it. It's over, man. Over. Then the Yankees fall apart, and then they come back at the end of the season. Then you know how to.
And then they don't make it.
Yankees lose.
The loop says Tim Dog has no inside knowledge. Don't fall for it. I don't know if he's just joking around, but the people he talks to, it's you should pay attention. There's some things I will say, some stuff I can't talk about today. He just said, please don't talk about this on your podcast. So I won't be talking about that, but other things, yeah, of course. It's a really interesting time right now. Grabble's Barbecue Game Cat, thank you so much for the Australian 5. Says, just showing my often support. We appreciate you. I see your comments every single week on every video. I appreciate it so much. Literal Table, thank you for the Canadian. $7 says, if Asha's as good of an executive as we think, then she should prove it by rooting out the toxic leadership at Halo Studios after the CE remake launches. That'll be our next topic we're about to talk about in just a moment. We're going to dive into the Halo stuff. Mag knows quite a bit. G-Mania, thanks for the 5. Says, happy 10th anniversary to Quantum Break. Great game, Colt and Mag. Do you think Microsoft should do a sequel? Well, it's Remedy's game. It's not Microsoft. Microsoft just money hatted it. I don't think Quantum Break deserves a sequel, honestly. It's a rated 7 game. I barely liked it. I don't think it sold incredibly well. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Remedy would be interested in making another Quantum Break. But Sean Ashmore, if I'm getting his name right, who's in The Rookie and he's in Quantum Break, he's an incredible actor. I think he's awesome. He's so cool. I'm sure he would love to be in a video game again. He's in the Man of Medan stuff. He's in Quantum Break. And I just don't know if Remedy would want to do another one. Mag, what do you think?
Well, Remedy's got their plate full because they got a couple of games coming. So this would not be for like another 10 years. And I'm not even half joking. They've got the new one coming out this year, the sort of spiritual successor, whatever, sequel to Control. That's coming out this year. They also talked about what the hell was the other one that they have in the works right now? Were they talking about another Alan Wake? I think at some point they were looking at making another Alan Wake. There was another sequel.
Aren't they doing the Alan Wake remaster remake thing, the originals, or is that Rockstar? I think
Rockstar. Rockstar's doing the remakes. They're doing the remake. No, it's not Rockstar. I think it actually might be Remedy. Is it Remedy that was doing
I think it's Remedy is doing the classic ones, yeah.
Max Payne 1 and 2.
Wait, what did I call it?
Is that what it was?
Did I say
Max
Alan
Payne,
Wake?
There it is.
I said Alan Wake, but I meant I'm thinking I'm picturing Max Payne 1 and 2, and I said Alan Wake. Sorry.
Oh, the chat is just flooding us right now. Yeah. No, it's Max Payne. Sorry, we got it now.
Yeah.
So they're doing the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes, which I'm so excited for. I am so excited for that. Listen, man, Max Payne 1 and 2. First of all, as someone who's a huge fan of film noir, I love film noir. I love Pulp Fiction, and I don't mean Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. I mean 1920s, 1930s Pulp Fiction, The Shadow, the old radio shows. I have old radio shows downloaded from the 30s and the 40s, and I listen to them all the time. I love that stuff. You give me some of that, I'm all in. And then Max Payne was literally all of that. That's why, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in May, unrelated to video games, we have to all sit down and we're going to be watching Nicolas Cage's Spider Noir that's coming out in May. That's the black and white Spider-Man that takes place in the 40s or in the 30s, and he plays a detective and he's also Spider-Man. Oh my God, dude, I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm really all about that. Yeah, Fear the Flesh. I heard nothing about that, dude. I'm going to check into it. Nate the Hate's on a rampage right now. We're going to have a talk with that guy.
I know. The Nintendo guys hate him. Red Wolf's like, you're a phony. You're a big fat phony.
You're a big phony. Yeah. So now you've got.
I can't believe I said Alan Wake when I meant Max Payne. Name. Sorry.
Funky Playbox. Mag recorded shows from the 30s live. Thanks, Funky Playbox. Thanks. So
he's got one
Remedy
of those
wouldn't really
up to a phonograph.
I still have a telephone in my house where I go like this. I put the thing in my ear and go. I'm like, Colt, what time are we going live? In all seriousness, Remedy, they've got the new one coming out, which again is that sort of sequel. I don't know exactly where it fits in the timeline of Control.
What?
That's
Control
coming out
Resonant?
this year.
It's
Resonant. That's it.
It's post Jesse, so it's Jesse's brother. So it's kind of a sequel. Yeah. Sorry, I do know my Remedy a little bit. I don't know why I said I didn't say Max Payne. I thought I was saying Max Payne. Sometimes I'm like, we're a gaming podcast and we need to get our head and our butt wired together one of these days.
Like this chat is out of control tonight. Look at JV in the chat. Mag, what was Jesus like? Yeah, he was a nice guy. Okay. Listen, I used to show up.
Was the one that rolled the stone aside. Yeah, thank Meg for having Easter eggs and those Reese's peanut butter cup eggs because Mag pushed the stone out of the way. He's like, hey, hey.
Hey, dude, listen. Yeah, how funny was that? Yeah, listen, man, I used to show up at Jesus' house with a big bucket of water. I used to come out of his house wasted. It was fantastic. Yeah, cost me nothing, man. Cost me nothing.
Ecstasy goes completely sacrilegious, and Mag and I are deuce tested for hell.
Hey,
that's great.
Hey, when he used to go to the restaurants, they hated him. He's like, just a glass of water, please. Like, how are they so drunk?
Well, that's how I learned. I learned that trick from him. You know, I asked for a water cup at a Taco Bell, and then I'd fill it with 7-Up, and they were none the wiser. I'm like, hey, learned that from the big guy. Yeah.
Oh God.
Mag invented fire. Me make fire.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Anyways, back to Remedy and Quantum Break 2. They could, but I mean, that was a big budget situation. They had live action on top of the game that they had to. It was a huge undertaking that they did.
Yeah, the show part was pretty cool. Did you like that game a lot?
I loved the game. I love the game. I played that day one, and I really enjoyed the hell out of it. And that was, I can't believe it was 10 years, but what a great game. Yeah. Really
let's see. We got
really good game.
Highlanders Grim. Thank you so much for the 2. Says, let's go Dodgers 4-1. Dodgers top of the 4th.
It's 5-1 now. It's whatever, man. Listen, man, it's a wash right now. Okay, it's 6-1. Forget it. Anyway, let's talk about video games, Colt, please. The Jays are hurting my heart right now.
Yeah, well, the Mariners are tied with the Rangers right now. So Nolan Ryan's pitching. So anyway, we got what's next? Oh, we got Al Sharifi. Thank you so much for the $2. Says, Naughty Dog working on a new Uncharted and a third game. I did. I saw this report that reportedly like the Nathan Drake thing is coming back. I don't know if anybody dug into more information about that, but
no, because I think a lot of people were reading into that half sentence that Neil Druckmann said or whatever, and they're like, it's confirmed. He's doing Last of Us 3. He's doing Uncharted 5. And I'm like, he said 7 words, guys. Let's just calm down. However, that being said, to criticize, what's his name there? Johnny Carson, the old head of PlayStation there. What the hell's his name? Jim Ryan. He looks like Johnny Carson. He's ridiculous. Anyways, the thing is that instead of making the Last of Us 2 factions, they should have been making Uncharted 4 years ago. So then guess what? Next year we'd be getting it. But instead, I'm going to be 55 years old when Uncharted 5 comes out, if they even are doing one. Last of Us 3, forget it. You and I will watch the cutscenes in the retirement home, Colt.
Yeah, we probably will. The days of getting a game 2 to 3 years after you said you were going to make it. That's a couple other topics we're going to talk about as well. One of them really ticked me off, but there's some good stuff. We'll get into it in just a moment. Lotus Spree, thank you so much to send a channel membership to someone, a lucky person. Thank you so much. Ocarina Hero 93, thank you for the 2. Says, Asha Sharma has done more than Phil in the past weeks. Phil's done some big stuff, but there's some good stuff. We'll get into Asha stuff. Red Wolf, my good friend, thank you so much for the 5 super. Says, did you guys see the animated Starfield short featuring Terran Armada? Makes me wish they would do an animated series in that style. I didn't watch it. I saw the clip and then I didn't even click it because then I started to feel guilty. I wasn't doing Starfield content on my channel, and that's how it goes because I just feel bad all the time. But one last thing about Starfield I'll say is, it just seems like that they needed to inject more personality in the game. As much as I do love Starfield, but it just needed more personality. And there was somebody who was talking about the in Neon. Neon's supposed to be like the cyberpunk, like the scum, the hive of scum and villainy type thing that's in Starfield. But it's someone's like, it's so PG. You walk into the dance club and there's these like fully clad like alien people like dancing, and they're like doing this like real awkward.
It's not gonna be like
dance.
It's not gonna be like cyberpunk though, like where everybody's naked like half the time. I'm like, yeah, when you play cyberpunk, after about a couple hours, you're like, why is everybody obsessed with sex in this like this future? Like everybody's naked and like just doing stuff. And I'm like, hey, great future. I'm all down for that. But I'm just saying it seemed like so over the top ridiculous. I'm like, listen, no, like not even the red light districts are like that, okay? So it just seemed like totally over the top. But yeah, I see what you're saying. It was very clean game. It was a very clean.
And it's like
could have been grungier here and there.
Yeah, it needs to be grungier. It needs to be like a little bit frightening. It needs to be a little bit racy at times. I don't know.
The
That
world
stuff's
ain't
okay.
all sunshines and rainbows. You know how
Yeah,
it is. So you have nice areas, and then you have really down in the dirt, grungy, drug addicts, prostitutes everywhere. Basically like my heaven. Prostitutes, drug
Sir Mix-a-Lot said that you downloaded the wrong version of Sir Mix-a-Lot said you downloaded the wrong version of Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Dude, it was ridiculous. It was too over the top. It was over the top. It was just like everything was just this like other than like a couple of areas.
Like the advertisements were pretty.
Future.
Yeah, the advertisements were kind of gross. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Red Wolf's been playing it on PC to see what that's like. Cool. So I don't know. Let's move on. Let's move on to the meat of everything because we did talk about Starfield. I need to move this. I appreciate you guys. If you're here, hit the like button. If you're enjoying the show, Mag and I try to hit you with all the news we can in a short amount of time and have a good time with you while we learn about what's going on. Because someone said in the chat, they said this was G-Mania. Thanks for the two. Says, Colt, Microsoft owns the IP to Quantum Break, and I never knew that. I didn't
know that either.
Yeah, never. Yeah,
I did not know that.
And the funny thing I was going to say about Quantum Break, and then I want to talk about Halo right after this, was I didn't know about the whole crap gamer Phil Spencer tweet thing. To reset it for the audience, in 2016, the very beginning of the year, we're talking February 2016, Microsoft announced that Quantum Break was going to launch on PC and Xbox One simultaneously. Previously, it was a console exclusive. It was they money had it from Remedy. What's my freaking watch going crazy because I'm moving? Let me turn that off. Oh, there you go. There we go. Okay, so anyway, did you just turn on your Xbox?
Yeah, I did. Why? Because I said I was going to download Starfield, so I have it on a third screen. I have, a fourth screen. Why did it show up
watch
on your,
is like the mag just logged on to Xbox. Yeah, on my watch.
Yeah. Guys, don't hit me up with messages. I'm not actually playing right now. I'm doing the show, but in the background, I got 3 monitors going, and then a fourth one with my gaming consoles. So I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to download the Starfield right now, and I want to see what it's like tomorrow. But anyways,
hey, Cyber Gunter, Meg has less hair than me because he bics it down. I don't. I'm a number one on the top.
Yeah, no, I straight edge razor, baby. That's
I'll give you guys one
as
peek.
Shorn as it's going to get.
Yeah, I'll give you one peek. If I go like this, you can see that I don't have much hair. But since I started doing this, Mag, the bald complaints or the bald insults from like Xbox people have gone down to like 90% ever since I did this. It's crazy.
It's hilarious.
It's wonderful.
I say live on XNC, I'm like, guys, I'm actually not playing my Xbox. Don't hit me up with messages. I look over that. Message from Snake. Message from Meat Puppet. I got a message from Cyber Gunter. Another message from Cyber Gunter. And I'm like, guys, cut it out. And in the chat, they're like, oh, well, now we're sending you messages.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that. So anyway, I was saying that in February, Microsoft announced that Quantum Break was coming to PC and Xbox, which means it was not true exclusive. And I didn't know this, but Crap Gamer said, I've canceled my pre-order because you said it was going to be exclusive. And Phil Spencer replied to that tweet and said, you're canceling the game because someone else gets to play. That was like an iconic tweet at the moment because I didn't go to Twitter till a year later. Consequently, or inconsequently, is the better use of the word, I made a video that week saying how excited I was that I would be able to play this on my PC, go back and play it on my Xbox. And so I was like excited about this thing, but Crap Gamer was really not happy at all. And it was like the beginning of the end for him. But it really, when we're going to talk about exclusives today, people think they know what my opinion is about exclusives. Here's the best way for me to say it in just 10 seconds. Xbox games are available to almost everybody on multiple devices. So their exclusivity means you just buy it in their ecosystem. Sorry, that was my only statement. Their exclusives are available to almost everybody except a PlayStation. So I think they can bring back a form of exclusivity. We'll get into that in just a moment. Let's talk about Halo. Halo is supposed to have Combat Evolved or Campaign Evolved coming out. The rumors are highly pointing right now, Mag, that you are spot on, that it is very possible that Campaign Evolved is going to shadow drop after the showcase, or closer to what I said. I could see them showing it one more time and saying it's coming out in 2 weeks or coming out at the end of June. But it sounds like that release window is really plausible right now, Mag.
Yes.
But also with that news came Greg Israel, I think his name is, who had left like a year ago, is airing his dirty laundry about 343 and Halo Studios. And you have dove into it, so I thought you'd be the perfect person to tell everybody what's going on with Halo Studios right now.
Well, I mean, we haven't really heard much from them specifically, like the actual Halo Studios themselves. They haven't really provided much more updates, other than, of course, the sort of deep dive that we saw of the gameplay earlier last year. It wasn't in 2025 we saw it, not that in 2026. And we saw all that. We saw the gameplay. We said they named it Campaign Evolved, whatever else. They gave us the information on that. They did say that they're working on a few other titles, which of course I heard about. I heard about that last year sometime, that they were working on 3 titles at that time. One being a mainline Halo game, another offshoot, and then of course the Halo remake Campaign Evolved. Now the thing is, there's a lot to be said, and I will be doing a video about this tomorrow. Is that
I thought you said you already worked on it. Sorry.
No. It's all ready. I just have to actually execute.
Okay.
But what I am going to do, I'll release that video tomorrow, and I got a funny title for it. It's going to be hilarious. But the thing is that when you got the comments section immediately, when, for example, what's his name there? Damn it, what the hell is that guy's name? Glenn Israel was the main. He was the guy who was with them for, I think, Glenn was there for like 17 years. He's been working on Halo since the Xbox 360 days. He did ODST, if I'm not mistaken. He was part of Halo Reach as well, and then of course they transferred. Yeah, so they transferred over to 343, and he's been there ever since. And then when things finally came to a head or whatever, and they basically, what he's saying, I'll say it in very few words, is that he kind of was pushed out the door, and as a result of that, he was saying a lot of it was toxic management, and there were all. I'm not going to get into all the details just yet, and it's not because I don't want to. There's some things I'm going to omit because these are legal battles for somebody else. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to get into all of that stuff. And anybody who does any like you see, like some of the more responsible media sites don't actually mention the finer details, but the overall feeling is that once again, just like 343, which there is no difference, it's just a change of a name and a couple of people got shuffled around. It's still 343 Industries, okay? And it's the same, apparently the same toxic culture environment, culture in terms of like the management level, which is no surprise to me, especially from a corporation. And the thing is, a lot of it, and they're like, well, what, it's a disgruntled employee. Sure. But a lot of people also need their jobs, and so they don't say anything while they're there. But when they've been backed into a corner and they realize, listen, man, there's no way around this, they're basically pushing me out the door, then they'll start talking about it. But a lot of people, and let's face it, guys, a lot of people take a lot of crap at work. I know you guys can understand all that. And a lot of you will put up with a lot of crap from work and will continue to do so because you need to pay your bills, feed your family, put a roof over your head, whatever. And so people tolerate a lot of things. But then when you get to the point where I'm, listen, man, I got nothing to lose here. I'm basically losing this job one way or another. I'm going to out these pricks. And that's exactly what happens. And it happened to me, happens to a lot of people. And I can tell you this, is that the other thing is really, guys, I'm looking over the corner. I'm still getting messages on Xbox. And one of the names was really nasty. I'm not going to say that name out loud. I don't even know how Microsoft allowed that username. Anyhow,
it's because you're on Xbox Live about once a year, so it's a big moment for everyone.
Well, I usually have it off, but I'm on now. Yeah, like I have my status turned to off, for multiple reasons, even for reviews and stuff. But anyways, the thing is that when you get this sort of toxic culture, and it's been embedded into a company and it seems to not uproot itself, I don't think that for the most part, the HR are not going to do much about it. The people above them don't really do much about it. You can cry and scream all you want. You know what they do at the end of the day? They give you a package and they send you on your way, and they don't fix the root of the problem. Now, what's happening now with this situation is that clear as day. I could tell you, even from people that I've talked to last year, not recently in this situation, we're saying the exact same thing. The interesting thing that Glenn Israel said, though, that I found interesting is that he said that there were a lot of problems with the development of Campaign Evolved, which is insane. I don't
like, what can you mess up?
Right there. He said it was a catastrophic. I'll tell you exactly what he said. He said it was catastrophic mismanagement. He said in August 25, the catastrophic mismanagement of Halo Campaign Evolved created an opportunity for senior Halo directors, representatives to temporarily reassign the art team from my unannounced project, that's from Glenn's project, and falsely characterize my role as redundant. So basically what they're doing is
smoking him
out the door.
Yeah.
They're smoking them out. The same thing happened to me. And then the other thing is, too, is that another thing is corporations, and folks, you guys should know this by now as well. Corporations don't like longevity. They don't like it. They want turnover. They want you in and out within a certain period of time. Why? Because your benefits get better, your time, your vacations get too high because every 5 years they add another week or this and that or whatever. That gets too high, and all of a sudden you got people that have, like I work with somebody who was with the same company that I was 23 years, and at that point when I was working there, I was getting like 2 months off a year. Fully paid. I'd already been with them for 11, 12 years at that point or whatever. And I was getting 2 months off a year paid. And the funny thing is, I couldn't even take off all the time that they were giving me because there's no way I could get the job done and take all this time off. But they keep giving you more and more and more. This other person I was working with had 4 months off a year fully paid. That includes sick time, and of course vacation time or whatever, and had been there for 23 years, actually 24 years now, still there. They don't like that. They don't like that because they have to keep paying more and more. Your salaries go up every year, even if it's a small percentage over time. That grows, and you're like, my God, what is this guy doing? He's a window washer. He's making more than the lead art director of this game, and it's because they don't want.
They also relied on a lot of contractors too, so they could have them for a set amount of time. They couldn't stay there for a long time, so they relied on contractors knowing that they could be in and out and not have the extra overhead.
Right, and what's the other reason why? I was going to get to that point next. Thank you for bringing that up. The next point I was going to make is that they have the 18-month contract thing that they worked out with Microsoft and everything else in 343. The reason for that, no benefits. They don't have to pay you the benefits. They don't have to give you the vacation time they'll give you like a basic vacation time of maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks actually. So they give you 3 weeks out of the 18 months, right? Because that's a year and a half. And they'll give you that just by law. They'll give you your 2 weeks, and then they'll give you another week on top of that. But you're not eligible for anything else. You're not eligible for raises. You're not eligible for benefits, anything like that. You're not going to get the benefits of that, no pun intended, of that situation by doing 18 months. They're getting hired guns, and they're throwing their ass out the door. The problem with that is that you're not going to go get a cohesive package when you have a revolving door of people that work together with someone for a year and a half, and then all of a sudden it's all different faces and nobody knows what the hell is going on. It's like when how about this? Here's an analogy for you, Colt. All right. Put a game down for like 6 months and then pick it up. And then you're going, you're like a caveman with a controller. You don't remember the bloody controls. You're going, oh, geez, how do I slash the sword? What the hell's going on? What does this button do? Oh, what am I doing? And you don't know what you're doing. And that is a perfect analogy of what's been happening at 343 for the last, I don't know, since Bungie left. It's the same story, different year, different decade, and it seems to be a consistent theme. Now, some people, like I said, some people write it off immediately. Oh, it's just two guys. It's two guys that are speaking up. The other people are still there working, and they're terrified to lose their jobs, lose their connections, not being able to put that on their LinkedIn to help with their next job or whatever. And a lot of people work in fear, and that is a fact. All over the world, people work in fear, and it's not fair, and it's ridiculous. Now, I know how everybody immediately starts tagging Asha Sharma on social media. I've been seeing it, and they're like, "You got to do this. You got to do this." She's done her booty tour with Matt Booty and whatever else. And they went around, they did the booty tour all over the world, and they went to all the different studios. They checked it out. However, when it comes to a situation like that, they've got to go in there and they got to look at this once again. Because as far as I'm concerned, Halo Studios is 343 Industries with a wig on. Okay, that's all it is. Yeah, it's the same crap, different year, and who knows what's going to happen with the development of Halo 7, whatever they decide to call it, whatever. If they're having trouble with a remake where the game is basically already done for you, and there's apparently, from his point of view, not mine, from his saying that there was trouble with it, catastrophic mismanagement of the product, as he said, and this is a man who's been there for decades. Then you've got to look at a situation like that and say, what the hell are these guys doing over there? And I saw a lot of Xbox guys, a lot of Xbox YouTubers saying, these guys gotta go, man. These guys gotta go. They gotta do something with these people, and they gotta change their policies, their work policies, all that stuff. Because once again, it all comes down to the cohesive package. At the end of the day, all of us listening here, we don't work for 343/Halo Studios. We don't. All we're here for is the final product. And the way that I see this right now is that if there's that much madness going up at the top, it is going to affect the product. Some people say, no, it won't. It's just management. It affects the workers who are there, which then affects their product. And that is not what Asha needs when she's got a layup of a year. Okay, this 2026 layup of a year. I don't care what anybody says. She got 5 bangers coming out. She don't have to do nothing. She's got a layup. They just get a breakaway. That's it. Ball right in her hand. She's standing right next to the net. Bink in the ball in the net. She's doing well. 2027 and on is where it's gonna is where it's gonna get more challenging for her, and that is where she's got to look at that situation to fix it. Just like the Activision. Let's not forget all the scumbaggery that was going on in Activision. You remember all that stuff?
Oh,
the sexual harassment suits. We talked about it here on this show. And actually, I was still on Boomstick's show, Primetime Gaming. We talked about that, the sexual harassment stuff and all the other things that happened at Activision. You know what I mean? It was madness.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's got to be looked at. Sorry, I hope I didn't oversay too much.
No, there's so much
because
Yeah, because I didn't dive into it. The Glenn Israel said, unethical and illegal harassment, and like we said, smoking people out, pushing them down so that they want to quit, kicking down ideas. There's a toxic management situation at Halo and 343 that has just been ongoing for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of dirty laundry when it comes to Bonnie Ross needing to leave, and there were people that were protecting Bonnie or would just like turn an eye away from a different way that she was managing. I can't make any allegations. You can fill in the blanks. Someone just thinks that their word is law and no one can contest it. And when you say we've got this remake of a remake of a remaster, and you're having trouble with development, it's like, what's wrong with you guys? How?
Like, Colt, you and I could put together the remake of the remaster for Halo. You and I could do that by ourselves, and I know nothing about development. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
get some popsicle sticks and some Scotch tape. We'll get it done. How do you have studio with hundreds of people being mismanaged this badly? But like I said, it's not just being mismanaged. It's also the company policies that also need to be changed as well. Yeah. No one's saying they need to hand out raises to everybody or anything like that. No, you go with company standard prices for, whatever you're paying these people, but let them stay. Because like I said, with the analogy that I gave, when you put a game down for months and you pick it up and you're staring at that controller like a caveman because you don't remember any of the buttons and you don't remember the button sequences or combos, or you don't remember what's run, what's jump, what's shoot. That's exactly what it's like when you get a fresh face walking into a half-finished Halo game and the guy goes, all right, so what are we making?
I mean, they got away from the slip space engine, which was a major problem. You bring in these contractors, you bring in people who are Unreal Engine experts, and they have to work on a different engine. But I talked to a former employee that said, not a former Halo employee that said, this isn't unheard of. This isn't not normal in the industry. This is something that is happening all over in every industry, in every studio. There's people who are managers who just think that they can do whatever, or they can force people to listen to that their word is law. Like there was, BioWare had it too. Like, this is what we're doing. No, we're not taking other suggestions from other experts within the studio. Like, that all stuff was happening. But the deal with Halo Studios is you need to figure out something to do, because the fumbling of the Halo franchise, one of the most lucrative and genre-defining games in the entire history of gaming, having to struggle to actually be popular is an anomaly that we'll never understand.
I never understood it. It was a juggernaut beyond juggernauts. I remember when the Halo 2 trailer came out. You remember the one with the school buses getting blown away by like the nuclear blast and all that stuff? There were people who weren't even like gamers going, dude, did you see the new Halo commercial? People were talking about it because remember, remember we were not popular at that time. We were nerds. No one wanted to talk to us. Even in the early 2000s, we were still nerds. And non-gamers, because they used to show that game during the NFL when I was watching the Bills game or whatever, and I'm watching the playoffs and I'm watching the Super Bowl, and they're showing Halo commercials. It was a global phenomenon. Obviously not the same, not the same size or whatever as like a, Mario or something like that, but it was damn close. It was damn close, and it was huge, and it was selling boxes. Halo, the first one and the second one, never mind, even the third one. What the hell am I saying? The third one was selling Xbox 360s. I know dudes who were literally buying Xbox 360s just for Halo 3, which of course brings up a whole another conversation about exclusivity. But that's another conversation for later tonight. But the thing is, when you look at a situation like that, people were buying Xbox 360s for Halo 3. People were buying Xbox OGs for Halo 1 and 2. People like, you know what I mean? It was selling.
People
boxes,
bought Crackdown to play the Halo 3 demo. It was
right.
It was a big
deal. There you
deal.
Go. I remember lining up outside of what was any Canadians out there, Future Shop. I don't know if you guys had Future Shop. It was before Best Buy.
Oh my gosh.
Best Buy ended up.
I forgot about that.
You remember
store.
Future Shop?
Yeah,
It was
we
like
had
the red
one
and
here.
white sign. Okay, you guys did have it. Okay, so it was the red and white sign, Future Shop, and then Best Buy ended up buying them out and then replaced all the Future Shops with Best Buys. But in those days, I was lined up at midnight to go get Halo 3, and all the TVs in the window displays, like dozens and dozens of TVs, were all showing Halo gameplay, and there was hundreds and hundreds of people lined up at stores all over, the town I was living in, all over north of Toronto, and just hundreds, if not thousands, if you include all the different places. I mean, I understand it's a digital world now. People don't have to line up at midnight anymore, but it's just not there. And the thing is, it's insane. And you know what hurt me the most? I remember at the beginning of this generation, it didn't hurt me, but it was embarrassing, is when I would go to the gas station or the grocery store to go pick something up or whatever, and I look at the Doritos boxes, and they all had Master Chief on it, knowing damn well the game wasn't coming out for another year beyond that because they had delayed it. And how horrible did they flub that? I'm actually surprised, to be quite honest, that the management wasn't fired after that, because they had to get those marketing deals with the Doritos bags and like the candy bars and all that stuff, and they had Master Chief all over them, only for them to delay it an entire year, but they still had to go through with the marketing. Imagine those people going, yeah, I can't wait to play this Halo Infinite. It's awesome, as they're eating their Cool Ranch Doritos, and then turn on their Xbox or whatever and to find out it's not coming out for another year.
Yeah, in my opinion, the game was still not content complete when it launched in 2021. Hey, Illuminati's got you what?
I loved Halo Infinite. I thought it was fun.
No, I did too, but it was still,
multiplayer was so good, but
it was missing some multiplayer stuff. It didn't have the campaign co-op. It's like you guys still weren't ready. Illuminati sent us a super chat about exclusivity. I'm going to hold that one until we get past the Halo stuff. So I'll come right back to it. Chris, thank you so much for the 5. Says, Meg, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is the 18-month contact limits for contractors are a part of laws in Washington where Halo Studios is based. I live in Washington. Yes, that was the contract limits. But I think that I'm with Meg. They were using that 18-month limit to their advantage. And they were
just like Walmart. You remember when Walmart was doing it till they were busted? Well, they're still doing it. They're still getting away with it because they, you know how they would only hire part-time people so no one could get benefits. So this is different though. They cut everybody off at 24 hours a work week,
or 32 hours, yeah.
Or 32 for you guys
in the U.S.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
No, this is different, Mag. If you're a contractor, you come in and you work for a company. You work for the company that you are working for. So the contractors, they already belong to another company. So that company pays for their overhead. That the company that say they work for a company named HDR or something, and they go to work for Halo Studios as a contractor, the HDR company is paying for their vacation, their sick leave, their overhead. And then they charge that premium to Halo Studios, because I worked in an office where half of us were contractors. And so if I was making, I'll just give you a dummy number. If I was making $10 an hour as an employee at this company, the contractors are coming in and getting paid 15 to 20, and we were paying that premium for them to be paid more. But they were, the problem with the contract limit, Chris, is that those people get a hold of Slipspace Engine, they understand how to work with it, and then their 18 months is up, and then you got to bring in somebody new, like Mag said, that doesn't know what in the heck. They get stuck in the middle of this mess, and they have to kind of get on their feet before they're, shuffled out. It's ridiculous. 78 Incorporated, thank you for the 5, says, what studio would you trust to handle Halo if 343's ship sinks? Well, I think what software. 78 says, if Halo Studio, which I agree, who would you? This is actually 78. This is a topic that Mag and I were going to bring up organically. So we're going to talk to you guys in the audience and have you start writing in the chat, which you did. Let's talk right now about who we think should take Halo if they ripped it away from Halo Studios and said, you guys take Halo and do it. So, Mag, who's your first pick?
id Software and expand the team. So what I would do is take the portion of the devs that are the long-term devs that are talented, whatever else, and expand. I don't know what you would call it, id Software or ID Software. I call them id Software. So
it's
that's what
id.
I'm going to call them. Okay, so it's id. Okay. I would take all the most talented devs from Halo Studios, shut them down, and then give Halo to id Software. And then with those people in id Software, you're going to save money on the overhead of Halo Studios. Get rid of everybody, fire all the managers. That's it. Goodbye. Give them their packages, send them on their way. But you save the ones who weren't part of the toxic situation.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Like I said, you're going to save a portion of the staff. Bring them over to id, expand them, have them still working on the projects.
Say that again, because it was brilliant. Who do you get rid of at Halo?
You get rid of the upper management that's been the problem for literally years. This is not a new thing. This has been going on since last generation.
I hate to sound harsh. I'm with Mag, and I know there's probably some upper management that might watch this show. But if you watch the show, you probably know we're not talking about you. You know who the problem is.
I'm not saying everybody.
Well, there's people that are upper management.
The toxic people.
Yeah, that I don't know. I hate to be that voice because I don't know. I'm not there, but it sounds like the upper management might be some of the problem. But I know that Pierre Heinz is really amazing. I haven't heard from him in a while. He hasn't. I haven't seen him publicly say a lot. I know he's really awesome. He's one of the solutions to some of this toxic management. But there's probably some people who feel like they're grandfathered in that are. I want to make the other point. Thanks to the chat. Who is this? JV Smooth? Thank you so much for mentioning Bungie. Some of this stems from a culture that was carried over as they became 343. Like these people who might have worked with Bungie, some of that culture is kind of carried over, and some of the problems that Halo Studios deals with, or 343, is also still at Bungie Studios. So, like when I told you that former gaming employee said this is not uncommon for this to happen in game studios, it's just kind of drives me crazy that Halo seems like such a layup that why can't they just do right by their people and make this franchise incredible? I'm with Mag. Give it to id. Who else would you guys? Who's in the chat saying?
I was going to say expand the team so you have the one team working on the projects they're working on now, which is I don't know if they're working on another Doom or not. Whatever they got in the works. Let them do their thing, and then have the expanded team now that you have these other people in there under the tutelage and under the management of id Software, and have them make a Halo game. And then from there, you can also get some of the, you know what I mean? Like you share information. You're going to share some of your, some of your product with each other and your ideas, and you come up with something. Something's got to be done because I'm reading the chat.
Yeah, go on.
I'm reading in the chat right now that, well, not right now, a couple of minutes ago, that for the majority. No, not everybody, Magnum. God damn it. Magnum. Not everybody. It's not what I said. I'm not going to go through the specifics. I'm not going to go through the specifics. We have to talk to this person. I don't know them.
Meg and I can't say. We're
30%.
We're just magically 60%. Saying get rid of the people that are bad. Like we don't know. We don't know how many.
We don't know who they are.
We don't know who they are.
Keep 50-60% of them, move them over, make it bigger, and then get rid of Halo Studios entirely. Because as I'm reading the chat here, for the most part, a lot of people are like, just dump it already. Get rid of it. Get rid of Halo Studios. But people were saying that when 343 turned into Halo Studios. Some people went, ooh, and I'm like, guys, it's the same people.
Yeah.
Like if you hate Mag and Colt, and then tomorrow I come back as like, Johnny 2 times and Colt is whatever. He's mega
Front
video
gamer.
game man. We're
Front
the same 2 idiots. You know what I mean? With different names. That's exactly what they did with 343. It's like the Scooby-Doo meme.
Yeah.
They used to do that. They pull off the mask and it's the same face. It's the same thing. It's like, that's 343. That's exactly what it is. It's the same studio, and I expected the same result, but you could see the frustration in the audience.
They did make changes, but sounds like there's still problems there, right?
You know what I mean? I'm seeing it. These are a lot of these are Xbox fans here.
Sure,
chat,
I got a good one.
These are Xbox fans in the chat. We got a lot of them, and what are they saying?
Be Nice has a good one.
Thing.
Be Nice has a good one. How about this, man?
Sorry, the chat is.
I know you guys are amazing. Hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. Meg and I are sweating our balls off. Be Nice says, "What about the?" Well, I'm going to paraphrase and add some of my stank to this, but what about Machine Games doing Wolfensteining up a Halo game, like making it mature, doing like the whole shooter thing with what Machine Games does when it comes to their Wolfenstein series and taking on Halo and doing their thing? Would you do something like that? Would you like that?
Yeah, I would think that would be good too. I for some reason I'm sticking with id. I think that they would be better suited to make Halo. I think they would have a little bit more of a grasp of that sort of sci-fi element to it. I think the studio is more suited for it. I'm not saying anything against Machine Games, because Machine Games is already working on something.
What about Ninja Theory?
So they're neck deep. Have they done first person stuff before? Like
I couldn't keep a straight face. Ninja Theory taking on Halo.
I thought you were being serious. I thought you were being serious. I'm like, well, you're just presenting me options.
What about Rare? Sea of Thieves, Halo
edition. Let's get ridiculous. Yeah, make it cartoony and like
chat,
Sea of Thieves with the bouncing Master Chief.
What would be the worst Xbox studio? What would be the worst Xbox studio to take on Halo just for fun? Just for fun. Like the ultimate, like, oh my gosh, they gave Halo to such and such studio. Tell us what it would be. And then we're going to move on here.
Say, what's up, Heb?
The initiative.
The initiative. If I had my soundboard right now, I would be lighting this thing on fire.
Meg, the loop says double fine.
Double fine. Can you imagine? It'll be Halo. It'll be Master Chief versus a bunch of running, jumping pots. Clay pots. That's what it's going to be. Master Chief, like, he's going to be gun butting a bunch of clay pots, and then there's going to have Jack Black running around.
You guys, they're naming all the studios have been closed. Blue Point, Lionhead.
That's so funny. Yeah, Blue Point.
I mean,
Blue Point headed up by
J-Man Games says Activision would be the worst, but it might not be. Like, you don't have to give it to one of the Call of Duty studios. You give it to the Activision conglomerate, and you make like there was Activision is working on a AAA action adventure game, I think. I don't think that got canceled. I think they still are, yeah. Yeah, the JV says Coalition would be a good one too. Yeah, I mean...
Coalition is a good studio to do that too, yeah. But they got their hands full. They got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of work to do in the next... not just this year, but after this year, they're cranking up production. They got a lot of stuff in the go, so they don't have time for it. Yeah, on the other hand, just came off of their trilogy, and I'm sure that they've taken a little time to work on a couple of new projects and things going on, but I'd give it to id Software, and like I said, expand the team from what you keep from 343. I don't know what they're working on either. But I mean, it's been less than a year since the last.
Sean the Bree says,
so,
I don't know what id could be working on next, because they kind of have this open spot. I think they might be doing DLC. Sean the Bree in the chat, give a shout out to Sean, say hi to him. He says the Flight Sim studio would be whatever that is would be hilarious. Which is a Sobo. Their last Flight Sim game was awful. Asobo makes Astrobot. It's the same name.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's a very similar name. Chad, help us out.
What is it?
No.
I'm pretty sure Asobo is Astrobot.
Okay,
Flight Simulator.
Chat, you know how the chat is. The chat will figure it out in 5 seconds flat.
They can Google faster than I can.
Team Asobo is Astrobot. There you go.
Where is it?
Sharifi, I would totally work with Asha and Booty. 100%.
No, it is Asobo.
I'm going to ask for a job when I see
it. It is Asobo studio.
Team Asobi is Astrobot.
Oh, Asobi with an I or an E?
Asobi with an I is what everybody's saying. Now, which one is which?
You know what? We're a gaming podcast. We need to get our heads and our butts wired together. Hey, at least I was right.
Adobo.
Adobo says
Asobo makes PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Asobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flight.
That's not fair.
You guys are driving. Flight simulator developer. Developers. It's Asobo.
Yeah, it's Asobo. That's not fair. That's the same name. That's literally the same person. It's probably the same studio.
Like that's like having two baseball teams. One's called the Dodgers. One's called the Dodgies.
Dodgers. You know what I mean? It's like,
no Dodgers. Asobo and Asobi?
The Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers are playing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Dodgers playing tonight, and we got the Dodgies playing. And
this is Vince Scully. Illuminati 420.
Thanks. One leg. All right, yeah. Go ahead.
He's hobbling down to first base. He didn't make it.
Because his dog bit him in the leg for not feeding him sushi. What do you think about that?
Meg and I are getting like the same baseball clips recommended to us on Instagram. It's great. Illuminati says, I would love the Coalition to touch Halo. I'd love for them to do more than just touch. Just touch it.
What?
It's great. Yeah.
Say that again?
I don't know. I appreciate it. Let's talk about State of Decay 3. I got into the alpha playtest.
Congratulations, my friend.
Sometime in May, they're going to let us play it, but
in May.
Yeah, in May.
That's really early, dude.
So I think the game is probably ready for, spring 2027 at this point, but I have a lot of issues about State of Decay 3. And let me give you a mini review. State of Decay 2 it's an okay game. I tolerated it and liked it a lot of times, but it was just missing so many things that an open world cooperative zombie game should have. And it doesn't have those things, or it doesn't deliver on them. And the production value is just so low for a game that's been worked on for so long. So before we get into that, the developers at Undead Labs admitted that when they showcased the game in 2020, with the girl walking through the snow and she encounters a zombified deer. I think it's a whitetail. That's never going to be in the game. Apparently they wrote down like this little Word document saying what the game was supposed to be, and they gave it to some company and they made this CG animated trailer. And coming into 2026, 6 years later, they never bothered to build at least one deer that was zombied. Like there's no zombie animals at all, which is kind of like, I guess if you think it didn't fit the game, but you kind of sold us on the game for 6 years on the idea that there'd be zombies and animals and it would ratchet up the stakes. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I have my issues. I've reported about State of Decay in a couple of videos of 3 in a couple of videos over the years, and they had like problems within, kind of like the Halo thing, HR problems, people fighting, leaders leaving, just issues with development and taking a long time for the game. And now Jez Corden, let me see if I can open up. Oh yeah, that's on this. I can't, I'll have to get it on my phone. Thanks to Game Seeker, who sent me Jez Corden's quotes from the, oh my gosh. Jez Corden had some quotes about the game from people that are playtesting it. Jez didn't play it, but he did say that people said, I played State of Decay 3, a lot of fun. It's super fun. The game kicks A. I can say confidently, all players in State of Decay 3 will go through withdrawals when the builds are taken away from them. As someone who takes very seriously in terms of RP, head, canon, depth, and beauty, I have a feeling you'll be very happy with the direction of State of Decay 3 this time around, which I'm not super happy with 2. I've got like 60 hours into it, and I'm like, you guys could have done a way better job with it. This person said, can't give details, just say that my base fantasy was fulfilled in each of the bases I visited. Everything has a great feel to it. I wasn't expecting that since we've only seen 32 seconds of State of Decay 3, but sounds like they've made noticeable improvements, and I'll probably get access to it sometime in mid to late May. So I don't know. Mag, do you give 2 craps about 3?
I am always willing to give it a chance, because I was willing to give 2 a chance because I saw 2 and I'm like, hey, this is sort of up my alley. Not entirely, because I'm not a survival. I'm a survival horror player. I'm not a survival gamer, and what I mean by that is like having a item management and all that kind of stuff. I hate that stuff. Base building, item management. I don't want to have to go out there and like feed the sheriff a granola bar because he's sitting on his ass behind like you know what I mean? And it's like there's a family sitting there going, "Hey, please feed us." And I'm like, ugh, I got to go out there and get some cans of food for them. And then you got to make sure that you're feeding them. Otherwise their morale goes down and they're whatever. They starve to death. I don't want to deal with that. I want to play a video game. All right. I'm not trying to play real life at the food bank. Okay. And that kind of bothered me. What else bothered me? I mean, not so much, but it was the jankiness of the game. I hated the movement. I didn't like that. The zombie killing and shooting was actually a lot of fun. What I also didn't like was the tethering. That was utterly ridiculous. And shout out
That's removed,
Titan Drago.
Thankfully.
they removed that.
Wait. Say that again. Sorry,
no, the tethering of the characters where you couldn't go like just out in the open world and just do your thing. They were still tethered for a while. I don't know how long that lasted.
No, you said something about Titan Drago.
Titan Drago was the one who brought it up to my attention.
Yeah, because
I was playing the game quite a bit.
I was playing the game with Titan Drago, and
he
left me behind. He got in the car and took off, and so my character wasn't tethered anymore because of the distance. And I got overrun by one of those big fat zombies, the brutes or whatever they're called.
Yeah, those big.
And I'm like, Titan, come pick me up. Yelling over and over. He's like, it's come get you. I don't know, it's coming get you. Because that's how he sounds. And I'm like, Titan, hurry up. And so he spins the car around, and he's got like 7 minutes to get to me. I literally have 4 seconds until I'm ripped to shreds, and my character gets picked up and just torn in half. And I'm like, how could you do this, Titan? Yeah,
they had
tether.
That's so funny. They had to me, it had like I said, it's not my game, so I'm not going to say it's a bad game. I'm just going to say it's not my style of game because I don't like item management and I don't like base building.
I
and
do,
stuff like that. And I like you do. I know you do. So that's why I'm not going to say, oh, it's a bad game. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because for other people, it's a good game because they're really into that. And then I'm not into that. So I'm like, well, I gave it a good old college try. I played it a bunch on Game Pass. And I'm just like, this is not really, I don't, it got to, someone in the chat actually said it got so tedious with taking care of people and all that stuff. And I'm like, get out of here with that stuff, man.
What?
Like, let me play like a mixture of multiplayer, like third person, survival horror, zombie, open world, a little mix of what the hell's that game? Dying Light with a little bit of Days Gone, with a little bit of the multiplayer thrown in there. You have 4 people go out and you do missions and you do stuff. Like, give me a Crimson Desert with zombies and 4 players. That's it.
My issue with State of Decay was you had 7 pockets in your backpack. You'd go out and bring stuff back, go out, bring stuff back, go out, bring stuff back. And I'd do that for like 2 hours. And then I couldn't upgrade anything because you're not even close to having the things you need. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, you know how video games work. When you spend 2 hours going out just to get supplies, not just to fight zombies.
The gamer's time is you're not respecting their time.
And
you're not respecting a gamer's time. So that's
I want to take a sidebar. I want to take a total sidebar. I'm pulling the e-brake. And we're going to talk about something again. Because you guys don't know how much you mean to Mag and I, that you come here and hang out with us on a Monday. There's almost 600 of you. We really appreciate it. And Mag has been here for 3 years. This show has taken many changes. The show started out with I was going to interview people from the industry and content creators. And I did that. It was awesome, but I couldn't keep up with that. And so then I brought Gaz in. Gaz was my co-host for 9 months. We had an incredible time. And then Mag came in, and it's just been an absolute stellar human being and an excellent, amazing co-host. And there's grown his channel as well. But we've gone through a lot. But mostly for 3 years, Mag has been here. For 2 years, we have gone through this. Oh my gosh, Xbox is going to pull away from exclusives. They're dead. It's over. The reason why I bring this up, thank you guys for being here. And thank you for listening to this. The Xbox era guys, they're awesome in Australia. Amazing group in the community. They changed their podcast to their channel name and their brand to Day One Podcast. They removed the Xbox from their name. And something that Mag and I don't do all the time, like my channel's called Colteastwood, his is called The Mag Show. We talked about this a lot behind the scenes. And I talked about this Ecstasy podcast. We usually call it Ecstasy because we talk about Xbox perspective. We talk about PlayStation. We talk about everything from the perspective of being on PC and Xbox, mostly, right? So I never yanked the Xbox off of the name of the podcast. And for like 2 months, I've had this little P here in the bottom of the overlay. This little this little P, which Meg and I had talked with you guys about maybe changing the name of the podcast to The Experience, the XP, Experience Newscast, where we're just going to talk about gaming in general. But I didn't want to drop the Xbox name. And Luke Laura, who runs the Xbox Expansion Pass channel and podcast, recently announced, so Rip Slot goes, "You're going to lose subs, tread carefully." No, I appreciate you guys. So you guys have, things have really grown since Xbox widened the net. It's been amazing. You guys are awesome. Luke Lore changed his branding to the Expansion Pass, the Experience, the XP Expansion Pass, which is something that Meg and I have done for months. We've had this little P in there. It's kind of like an inside joke to all of you who stuck around. The P doesn't stand for PlayStation. It's all about Xbox or Experience, and it's all about gaming. But I just wanted to publicly thank you guys for being here and helping us and teaching us and correcting us and laughing with us and making fun of us. It's been amazing. And not a lot will change here. Meg and I will just continue to talk about the gaming news and give you the information as soon as we can get it. But I don't know. I just think that it's an interesting time to watch people jump off of just being Xbox centric, I guess. It's a personal choice that people make. But personally, I feel like Xbox has been through some tumultuous times, but they're really, really big. When I have somebody like Tim Dog waking me up for the morning call today, and he's excited about Asha Sharma, it's crazy. He's like really optimistic. And to see Xbox bringing FanFest worldwide and having the showcase and having developer direct and partner preview, all this stuff, like Xbox is really trying to get back into the game. And I want to be here for that. I think it's amazing. But I just wanted to say, Meg and I'll just keep being the idiots we always are. And I'll keep that little P down there just because I think it's funny for the people who changed. And I don't know, we'll just change in our own ways, I suppose. Is that okay? Like, what do you think of that, Mag? Is that kind of crazy? My coming out party?
I mean, it's just, listen, here's the thing. I did notice, like, there is one thing that happens in this journey, and this happens in, like, outside of YouTube or whatever, it happens in your real life or whatever else. You are who you are. You're always going to be who you are. You can love what you love. You don't like what you don't like, whatever. But things do change and evolve over time. And all of a sudden you find that like my very first day on YouTube is certainly not the day that you're seeing me today. It's a different person. I mean, I'm not a different person. I'm the same person. And you know, my views and stuff generally don't change and all that kind of stuff. But we evolve over time. And with that comes the evolution of the business. The business is going to change. Our thoughts are going to change. Our feelings are going to change. But at the core of it all, we're just going to still be exactly who we are. And that's why I always say that, like, listen, man, no disrespect to anybody else who changed their names and all that kind of stuff. We're just going to stay what we do. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing or whatever else. And at the end of the day, it's, you know, we're getting together with the community, you and me. And that's what it is. That's what it's always going to be. And that's what it's always going to be about, you know, at the end of the day. And like in 10 years from now, these companies, you know, one or more of these companies could be gone. It could be a completely different industry. There might not be Steam anymore. There could be, who knows? I'm just making up stuff, but I'm just saying we don't know how this is going to look in the future. Did anybody think in the 90s that Sega was going to go away? Not a chance.
No.
But look at the changing landscapes. This is just the way it is. And we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And we hope that, you know, you guys keep coming out, not only just for the news and everything else and, you know, what platform you love and all that kind of stuff. You're coming out for us. You're coming out to listen to what we got to say. And we have a great time. Yes. Prestige worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Sinistra,
or as Athletic says
it right.
What Athletic says, XPNC, the Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Computer Podcast.
That's quite a mouthful, like Shield. Pause. But anyways, yeah, man. And like that's why listen, my channel is called The Mag Show. My podcast is called Magcast, and it is not just for whatever, like, oh, I'm a hardcore fill in the blank. I'm just coming here to listen to that stuff. Like, no, we're getting together as a community, just talk and have some fun and have some, you know, talk about the business and whatever else. And whatever we happen to talk about, we talk about. And that's the way it's always going to be, and, you know, whatever. But I see what people are doing. I think there's a lot of knee-jerk reactions out there as the industry not really changes per se, but certainly evolves into different ways, right? And it's not changing. It's not like, oh, that the whole industry is changing forever because of this decision that, you know, this person made. That's not how it works. It's going to evolve into different ways. And just like I said, just like when you look at your job, you might look at your job 10 years from now and it might be a completely different thing and you didn't even realize it changed.
Everything.
You know what I mean? You didn't
yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't even realize it changed because there's so small and minute changes over time and evolution that you're like, oh, okay, we're talking about this now, or we're talking about this now. You know what I mean? I could have been a raving fanboy 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden today I'm looking at things through a completely different lens because of my experiences in my personal life. You know what I mean? And so I look at that, and so it's kind of cool, man.
Yeah,
and that's what we're here for. We're here for the journey, man.
Yeah, and I'm really shocked that Fortnite is having some problems, like growth problems. I never would have thought. I just thought they were always on this upward trajectory. It's kind of like the Nickelback, like, right? They were so big that they just got too big, and the people made fun of them. So Rifflot goes, "You guys are talking like some insider thing that makes me nervous." I'm like, absolutely not. You should be getting the opposite vibes from me.
Not at all.
See, opposite vibes. Like Xbox is getting bigger. And I want to talk in just a moment about the exclusives things, because I think Asha is seriously looking at what kind of solution is possible. What kind of edge case thing can we do? Or can we make certain exceptions? Or can we change the model that allows Xbox to be front and center before PC and cloud and PlayStation, etc.? I want to talk about that as well, but I appreciate you guys. And I don't know, I actually really don't think I'm going to go back to talk about the State of Decay 3 thing. I will tell you when I'm allowed to talk about State of Decay 3, and for those of you who also get in, we'll have lots to talk about when the game is playable. I really hope they up the ante, because they were supposed to up the ante for 2, and I think it needed a little ways to go. Let me grab a couple of questions here. You guys are amazing. Night Cypher, I see you, bro. I appreciate you. Some weird things happen when Tim Dog and all of us were like adjusting to the Xbox changes, and like there were people that were left Xbox. It was rough, man. It was rough, and we all probably said or thought things we shouldn't have, but I appreciate you, bro. Illuminati, thank you so much for the 2, says Xbox should acquire Saber Interactive to work on Halo. They don't need to. I love that. They don't need to acquire anybody, but if they really thought we've talked it over, this team should take Halo on, I don't think they'll ever give up Halo from their own studio. I think Mag's onto it. Probably the best thing to do is to look at who are all the problems within and get those people out and bring in someone like, Joseph Staten, right? He would come in. He's like, they can't get Crackdown 3 off the ground. We got to bring in somebody who knows how to get things done, a relief pitcher. They need to bring somebody in who's going to say, I know how to get things delivered. And then they just look over and say, that person, and that person are definitely the poison of this studio. They need to be sat down for a little bit. We're going to take over and just get things gone. You guys just kind of sit this out for a little bit, or you don't work here anymore. But I appreciate that. Machine XP, thanks for the 5. Talking about thing, he says, the name change. He says, I've always had XP connected to my username and gamer tags. It's cool with me. Yeah, so I guess we have to give him permission if we use XP. But no, we're not changing the name. It's just Xbox is going to be bigger. And, like Rand and Jez, right? We talk about Rand and Jez with the Xbox 2 podcast.
I don't talk about those two at all.
It's like they're is there a channel that only talks about Marvel? Like Marvel is worldwide. Like Marvel is a worldwide IP. God. They cover all the comic stuff, the movies, TVs, video games, books, you name it, right? And is there a podcast out there that talks about just Marvel, who's available to everyone on every platform? Yeah, there probably is. Is that make Marvel any less desirable for fans? Probably not. But Sir C. Julius, thank you so much for Julius. Thank you for the 5. Says Crimson Desert appreciation post. Next generation of gameplay. You can do so much. Much love, fellas. This is going to be a great year for gaming.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Crimson Desert does so much. Let me give you a couple examples. My friend Dante Moody sent a clip where someone took a log and set it on a bridge sideways and then walked out, tightrope and set down a thing of coins, and the NPCs would walk up and go get the coins and fall off the bridge to their death. Like there's these moments. What's the other one? You could just interact with the world so much. They said that they built the game as an engine push, like an engine. I can't remember what they called it, like an engine advertisement. Like, use our engine. You can literally do everything. Everything reacts to you. There's so many systems that you can put into your game to make your world alive, because Crimson Desert's alive like no other game. And I'm sure you're starting to see some of those crazy moments. Like, can you? Yes, you can. So
it is pretty wild. Like even the design, I'm not going to get into it, but just one sentence here. But like even the design of like the villages and stuff are so intricate that when you're going down like a roadway, I'm like at a castle and I come out of the castle and I'm like, oh, I got to go visit the smithy because I got to get some work done on my sword. And I'm going down the path. And then I look to my left and I'm like, well, son of a gun. There's like a tiny little like alleyway with a hidden staircase that kind of takes you to another side alley that takes you right over to the smithy. So you don't have to do but another video game would just have you walk on the main road and nothing else would be interactable with or whatever. Yep. And you just go to the main road, you go in. But the fact that you could just go, I mean, Ubisoft does do it quite a bit, and their open worlds are very detailed and pretty amazing for the most part. They are incredible. Ubisoft, they're
probably the most detailed open worlds for Ubisoft. Yeah,
terrible management, but God, man, they know how to cook when they make open world games. Man, they're amazing. But either way,
I wanted to ask you a question.
There's still limitations. Sure, go ahead.
There's what? Sorry. There's some limitations.
There's still limitations with Ubisoft that you just don't see with Crimson Desert. The only thing is that there's an ease of use when it comes to like climbing and stuff like that. They make it a lot easier in like the Ubisoft games. Like you're playing any Assassin's Creed game, you could climb up the mountain in like 30 seconds. Beep, 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 beep,
it's built for that.
No stamina bars but it adds a bit of fun to it. You're like, how am I going to get?
Doesn't it kind of feel
there?
Yeah.
Like I'm like
the stamina is kind of it's a good thing.
Fun. It's a fun thing. So I'm sitting there going, okay, I'll jump and I'll do that stupid thing. What is it called? Like the green thing. What the hell is it called? I always forget the name of it.
Super jump. We don't have a name for it.
Yeah. You know the thing? No, you even has the punch. It's the green whatever bar.
Spirit.
And I'm like, okay, spirit. That's it. So you jump up in the air. You hammer the spirit button 3 times if you upgrade it. Right. You hammer the thumbstick and boom, boom, boom. He jumps up. Then I glide. I grab onto the ledge. I'm like, yes. Okay. Let the stamina come back. Okay. Now I got to get over there, and it's so much
you got to get up to a ledge where you can stand and regain your stamina to make the
right. And it's like there's so much fun with the problem solving that it's not irritating. It's actually enjoyable, and I never thought I would because sometimes I find myself a little bit, impatient with some game mechanics. Where I'm like, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? But for some reason, this game has me wanting to do stupid. I was going to message you the other day, but I'm like, dude. I've been doing archery. I've been doing archery for 40 minutes, and I don't know why.
You were doing the competitions?
Yeah, and then there was a challenge, and it says you have to win 3 in a row without losing like any of them. And then there was the fist fighting one, and you have to beat him 3 times. But if you beat him 3 times in a row, you win a challenge and you get a reward for it. And I'm just
what I did?
Archery for 40 minutes.
Before you go on from the fist fighting. The first thing I did was when the fight started, I grabbed the guy and threw him out of the ring thinking that would be an easy win, and it disqualified me.
Yeah, disqualified you, yes. And then I also tried to spirit punch him in the balls, and I'm like, I just punch him in the crotch, that'll end the fight. And then I got disqualified, and I'm like, oh.
And you put the little leaf signal on his crotch because
And I just like, boom. By the way, that's how I fight in real life, folks. Okay, so get used to it. If you want to fight me in real life,
leaf punch
to the balls, and I run, and I'm done. I give you the Johnny Cage without the splits, and I'm not. By the time you turn around, I do so much cardio, I'll be in the next state. You won't even know where the hell I am. On foot.
We're too old. Our fights need to be over in 2 seconds. We don't have time to be.
Dude, I don't fight with anybody.
Did you see the meme of the guy in a restaurant eating an apple while people were trying to fight him, and it was like Cliff trying to fight a boss in Crimson Desert? It's an awesome game, man.
It's a great game.
You were gonna say you said something else I wanted to ask you about with Crimson Desert.
Sure. What's up?
I don't remember.
We were talking about the archery thing, and then we talked about.
You were talking about the archery. Yeah, you were gonna say the archery thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna message you and be like, dude, 40 minutes. I've been doing archery. I can't stop, and I just like doing stupid things like that. And I just like this is interesting, man. It's wonderful. But anyway, it's a good time.
I was talking to I know I was going to ask you. Let me say this real quick so I don't forget. I'm walking. I always walk slow through Hernand, and there's like a little kid. And I'm like, hi. And the kid's like, hey, no one ever plays with me. And then I accidentally bump him, and he's like, you're mean.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I hate that. It's a little too, tunk monkey. Touchy. He goes, mag purse fights. I don't purse fight, but I also have 3 concussions, so I don't fight
Mag throws
anymore,
his shoe at people.
Although I'll tell you this, the last time I did get in a fight, which was several years ago, I think the last fight I got into was about 15 years ago, and I took out 2 guys by myself, and I took them out pretty hard. That when I took them down, well, they assaulted the bartender. That he was my dear friend at my regular place, and I took out 2 guys at once. They attacked him. They hit him in the face with a pint glass. I can't get into details, but I took one out. I'll tell you this one. When I took the one guy out, I took the other one down. I grabbed the other guy and I put his face into the what are those things called? You know, those wall like radiators where the air comes out, like the grates,
radiator,
you know, those metal grates.
Oh, geez.
It's like the metal grates. Like I smashed his face in there, and it was a pretty ugly situation. But they almost killed my friend. So, and then I held them down for the cops. I held them down for the cops with the help of the karaoke guy. The karaoke guy came running over and he jumped on him because he was like 300 pounds. And he goes, I got this one. He held one. I held down the other. And then the cops came and then they arrested them. And the funny thing is, the guy resisted. So the cop kneed him in the ribs like 3 times. I swear to God, I heard his ribs break. Anyways, and then they're like, we want to speak to him. That was me. The other bartender goes like this without saying a word, looks me right in the eyes and goes like this and kicked open the kitchen door and just kept staring at me. While the cops were arresting him, I took off out the back door, ran out the kitchen, out the back the kitchen door, and took off down the street full tilt. And I came back for my car the next day because otherwise they were gonna arrest me for assault. So yeah,
jeez,
that was the last fight I got into. So there, 2-on-1, I took them both out, and I hurt.
Yeah, Yodani said
I hurt him pretty bad though.
Yodani said, I bet you did take on 2 guys at once. But
that's a Friday night at my house.
Who is it that said,
oh my God.
Someone said, I bet you guys are done with Arc Raiders. Where is that? Can't find it. I always want to shout out you guys. Jedi Warrior says, I bet you guys are done with Arc Raiders. Well, I was done with Arc Raiders after a month. It's a great game. This is just my personal opinion. I don't understand how people are still playing it. Because it was magical when I played it, but I'm like, okay, I've kind of seen it and done it, but they've added so much stuff to it. But when it comes to a multiplayer game, I actually ran into a moment last night, Mag, where I was like, I don't know, I think I might have lost the luster for Crimson Desert because I'm doing main quests to kind of pick up, and I'm going into areas where I can't survive. I'm like, I have waited to do this. I've done all this extra stuff and leveled up, so to speak. Right. And I go in, I start heading out to the eastern part of the map. Like I have the mid section of the map open, and the rest of the donut is not even unfogged. And I go out there and I'm like dying. I'm like, I don't know if I might kind of run into a brick wall.
Like even a bandit will like just take like there's a group of bandits like hanging around a little campfire or something like that, and then all of a sudden you get in there and they just take you out. I'm like, oh, never mind. Like I'll have to come back later. It's kind of like Elden Ring. It's just like, oh, dude on a horse, wipe me out with one shot. Okay, cool, bro. I'll be back in about 30 hours to kick your ass.
You're gonna run into the
off and whatever, right?
Yeah, you're gonna run into the jackals, which they wear like a dog thing on their head up north. Or if you go out east, you'll run into, I don't even know what they're called, but they have a red shield with a black stripe. Like I'm I'm hitting them so hard and they're just like, get back up and going, oh yeah. So, but anyway, I found some other side stuff to do and I was just having such a great time. And I'm like, okay, we're back. We're back. Yeah. Mav's Fun Speculation chat said he was waiting for the new map from Arc Raiders to come in. Like I remember when the snow map came in, I played with a couple friends. Like I played with Riskit and Red Wolf and maybe Holly or whatever. I can't remember who it was. We were all in party chat. Anyway, I was like, this ain't it for me. Like, it's not doing it for me. And I don't say anything. Like, if my friends are saying, oh, I'm playing every night, like that blue number plays Arc Raiders often or Fonz plays it often. I don't, like, if they're loving it, I'll tell you this every time. Man, I'm so glad they're enjoying a game or they're happy. I don't care. If I don't play it, I hope you're not mad that I'm not playing the game. Like, that's just how it is. It's amazing. Hit him with your fanny pack, Colt, he says.
Cybergunner says someone's already got the platinum trophy for Crimson Desert. Took him 305 hours. Grambo Barbecue, listen, man. No, I'm not streaming a game tonight, Sharifi. Tomorrow I got Madcast. I will be streaming this Friday though. Grambo Barbecue saying, Mag, I'm not the new Reacher. Listen, I'm not a fighter. I never really have been. But if you push the wrong buttons, absolutely. But that's been 15 years. I avoid all that stuff now. Last time a guy did try to fight with me, I literally said, dude, I don't know what I did to you or whatever, but I'm like, what are you drinking? And he was just like completely stunned. And then I'm like, okay. Yeah. I'm like, sit down, man. And I bought him a beer. And so it's $5, whatever, $6 for a pint. It saved me from a problem. Now, the concussions I've got,
jail or the
one
ER,
was from work. Yeah, one was from work. 2 of them were from sports, contact sports. None of them had to do with fighting. And I'm not a fighter. But if you push me, that's not a good idea. However, like I said, I'm not that man anymore. I'm 51 years old, man. I got family, kids. I'm not going to fight for nobody.
No way.
Stupid.
No.
I just hire people to do that stuff.
I know. I would rather
get the Bitcoin guys to deal with it.
It's funny.
In Bitcoin.
We're looking into going to LA for the FanFest thing. Like, and I was there might be a couple of people that probably really don't like me or really don't like you.
Yeah, me.
Oh, that's classic. Yeah. So anyway, I was just like, so let's just pretend there's this one guy he puts me in his videos. He always like tweets about me, right? And if he happened to be at one of these events, like I would go up and like give that guy like the biggest handshake and once you get it, it's like the fence with the dogs. Like once you open the fence, they're baring their teeth.
There's going to be people that I don't like that are going to be there. Not from our hemisphere. There are other hemispheres out there, and I know I'm going to see some of them and whatever. And listen, man, just hey, man, how's it going? You want to go grab a beer? Let's go get a beer. Let's go sit down. Or whatever. Amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Night of Cypher says with the $2 the sword fight podcast. What do you say? Colteastwood. What did Mav say?
Mav, the scumbag. He said he goes, Mag is the puff daddy of podcasting. He hired people to do his dirty work.
It's true. Well, I have a tweet I have a message from Mag right here, trying to pay me $300 to take somebody out. So he said I could take him out for salmon and fried rice or something. It'd be great.
They won't even make it look like an accident for $300. Jeez, that's a messy job. You can hire anybody.
You left your shoe.
Fentanyl zombie to do that.
You left your shoe at the crime scene. Sorry. Coming in with the clutch, the gooner of Xbox himself, the Game Seeker, with a Canadian 5 says, Mag is Mark Carney surrounded by yes men.
Oh, are you kidding me? Game Seeker, what are we talking about? We're talking about Commie Carney here? Of course he's surrounded by yes men. Listen, man. Listen, he's surrounded by yes men, and all he wants to hear is just that he's the best thing in the whole entire world. That's all he's all about. It's all about like putting money behind the scenes, and he's going to be paying people off, getting people to cross the floor. You know what I'm talking about? That's Commie Carney, ladies and gentlemen. That's Commie Canada, coming soon to a theater near you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Game Seeker. Sorry, it's a weekly joke. We got to do a Mark Carney joke every week. That's what we got to do. I didn't see Mark Carney on what's it called there? On the Joe Rogan podcast. I didn't see him talking.
Mark Cerny will be on there before Carney will be. Mark Cerny will be there. Well, ain't that the PSSR? Ain't that special? Yeah, and don't be making fun of PSSR 2 because it is absolutely incredible. And just call it as it is. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
Let me get back to this one. Illuminati, thank you so much for the 5. He says, sorry, what'd you say?
He said, do you even lift, Cerny? Yeah, I lift my spirits when I make my PSSR 2.
Oh my God. Illuminati, thanks for the 5. Oh, that went my nose. 12 months exclusives gives Xbox players time to squeeze it for everything it's worth. Then Xbox can double dip with PlayStation and PC to recoup Game Pass dev costs. Okay, I don't know if that works. Personally, I don't think Xbox should pull away from day-and-date PC. Maybe they could pull away from
Cotton.
Yeah. I've got a couple here that I'm going to read before we jump into it. The other one was from Night of Cyphers, says, thanks for the 5, says, I can see the possibility of console exclusives from Microsoft, but they aren't leaving PC. Thank you for saying that.
They're too tightly wound in with PC now. Like, I mean, they've basically made themselves somewhat synonymous with the brand. Well, not the brand, with the product. And as a result of that, they can't turn that back. It's too late now. They got Xbox Game Pass PC. The game's on PC. The community is, you know what I mean? Like it's there. It's not. They won't be able to do that. PlayStation. I mean, they were doing it without PlayStation up until like 2 years ago. But I mean, I don't know. That's another conversation, you know.
Yeah, I think it's tough to say. I wouldn't be surprised if Gears E-Day, which is everything's been announced to come to PlayStation when you're talking about the Four Horsemen. Fable's has a PS5 logo. Halo Combat Evolved has a PS5 logo. Forza Horizon 5 already said, or 6, they already said it's coming to PlayStation by the end of the year. But the only one left is Gears E-Day. So it's like, are they going to make it exclusive? Maybe not, because they've always put their games on PlayStation. We're going to get the big reveal for Gears E-Day at the Direct. But what if, I don't know, what's a what if scenario for Gears E-Day in your opinion, Mag?
Let's put it this way, Mr. Eastwood. I was just about to say that. Let's put it this way, Mr. Eastwood.
I hope you're considering the future too, Mr. Eastwood.
If you know what that's from? Yes. I mean, it sounded like something from a Bond movie.
Well,
what the pity, Mr. Bond?
I can't do the accent very well, but go ahead. Yeah, what do you got?
If I were walking into a casino and they had Gears of War there with whatever on the roulette wheel, and they're like, "Oh, spin this," but no numbers, just black or red. And red was that it was going to be multiplat day one, and black would be multiplat but not day one. And you won't see the PS5 logo at the Summer Games Fest. I would put your money on black, and we'll leave it at that. Okay. Just like Wesley Snipes said in Passenger 54, always bet on black.
Black or red, just like I like my steak. What? What even does that
Chicago
mean?
Style? Isn't that Chicago style steak? Was burnt on the outside and medium rare on the inside when they blaze the hell out of it? It's a great steak, man. It's one of my favorites. I love that. I love.
Is it really good?
Steak, and then
you got the carbon on the outside.
It's burnt on the outside because you're burning all the fat, right? So you're burning all the fat, and then the inside is still like a medium rare to medium. It's perfect, and then the outside has got like that sizzle, like you don't get that gristly fat because it's all been sort of like it's all been sort of burned away,
carbonized,
sort of soft and amazing. It was whatever. Passenger 57. Sorry, I got it wrong.
What did you say?
Know what I mean?
54. Same movie.
Passenger 54.
They're talking about the sequel.
I was thinking about Studio 54. The awesome disco place from the 70s in New York. Yeah, I would. I mean, if I were to speculate, I wouldn't expect to see a PS5 logo at the Summer Games Fest, but don't expect it to be exclusive.
Summer Showcase.
For very long.
Yeah.
Summer Showcase. You know what I'm talking about. And don't expect it to be exclusive for very long. Now, the other thing is you brought up something interesting, Colt, now that you spoke about that, is that you have 5 AAA flagship titles coming out this year, right? And then
yes,
4 out of the 5 have already been confirmed. Yeah, right. COD included in that. And I think it's going to be a big Call of Duty this year. I'm just telling you right now. That's my gut feeling. I don't have any inside info.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one this year.
I think it's going to be a good one. I think Modern Warfare 4 is going to be really return to form, but we shall see. But I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, which I shouldn't, but I am. Either way, they got 5 big games.
The year before was amazing, so it's like it's not a stretch.
Like Black Ops 6 was awesome. I actually enjoyed myself for what it was for Black Ops 7. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't great, but I still had fun with my family and the community. Anyways, 4 out of the 5 have been confirmed to go to PlayStation. Fine. The other one, well, I just kind of hinted at it. But either way, the situation is, where do you go from there? I have questions. So, like, where do you go from there? So you wouldn't say, like, if you were to look at the situation and, like, let's say Asha's sitting there and she goes, okay, we've invested millions of dollars and thousands of hours of labor into these multi-platform games. They're not going to reverse course on that. They're not going to say, stop, everybody stop. And they're like, we just spent millions of dollars and thousands of hours of labor, doing these, doing these. And they've already said it. They've advertised it. I can't see them like turning the rudders around on the Titanic before it hits the, the iceberg. They're not going to sit there and go, everybody start paddling backwards. Like that's not how it works. I think that will continue. My question is this, Mr. Eastwood. Never mind 2026. Let's talk about 2027 because that's the question, not this year.
Marvel Blade.
I think that this year's going to play out exactly the way we think it's going to play out. But 27 is where things are going to get interesting because now I'm asking you, do you think there may be changes in the games that haven't been either announced or released yet and outside of the 2026 year? Do you think 27 and on they change their strategies? I'm curious what your answer might be.
Machine says the plan's the plan until it's not the plan anymore. I think that Asha is probably looking at what can we do. Asha doesn't look at this like we do. Like you guys that are here watching the show.
No, she doesn't. No.
She doesn't look at it like, what are we going to do with the exclusives? Right? She's saying, what are the major pain points right now? And her people are telling her, we took away exclusivity and it's harmed the brand and it's harmed the core. And she's like, well, what kind of money did you make by putting your games on PlayStation? And they go, South of Midnight, Avowed, Tony Hawk, Gears Reloaded, Ninja Gaiden, all these games didn't sell amazingly well on the PlayStation. Just a couple of these games. Well, then why are we doing this? Well,
but you know what though?
Hold on. She's going to say,
go ahead.
She's going to say, can we yank some of these announcements? Like, can we take Fable? And I don't think she will. Can we take Fable and say it's not coming to PlayStation? Someone might say, I don't think you'd do that. It'd be a PR nightmare. You're taking something away. You already said you're going to do it. We got to grin and bear it. But next year, maybe we can look at doing something different because now that the consoles are the same price, now that PlayStation has hiked their prices to the unbelievably horrible price that Xbox already had them, now you can tell people if they want to play Marvel Blade, they can buy it on PC, they can buy it on Xbox Series S if they want it super cheap, or they can wait to play it on PlayStation. And I think this is an actual real discussion that someone who used to work for, what is it called? Patio or something? I can't remember what the name of the company is she used to work for. Looking at that and saying, can we just keep these within our ecosystem? If I could talk to Asha, I would tell her, you need to get the PlayStation logo off of your trailers. At Showcase, at Partner Game Preview,
I said that last week.
At Developer Direct. Stop putting the PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch logo on there. It's not your job to sell those games to other platforms. It's your job to say, here's games we are working on that we've partnered with. Here's games that we're showing the world to you because they're at our show. The first place that people should want to play those games or think they're going to play them is on your storefront. And so I think that Asha's looking at this as a person in the business thinking, what does it mean if we have some form of exclusivity? And I said in my video last week that they could do a 12-month exclusivity window saying, hey, Coalition, you can put out your game on PlayStation, but you need at least 12 months from launch before that comes out. If you need more time, go ahead. If the game takes 18 months, 14 months, or 24 months, whatever it takes, get that PlayStation port out whenever you want, because you take a 5-year-old game like Forza Horizon 5, it sells really, really well. You take a brand new game day and date from Xbox, and it hardly sells at all. So I don't think their hands are tied when it comes to putting games on PlayStation.
Okay, interesting.
Nav says it's basically a lead generation company. I don't know what that means. I'm just looking.
Maybe talking to somebody else.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Meg. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking questions because I 2026 in regards to exclusivity is a wash. That's not happening. They've already announced it. It'd be a PR nightmare. They've already also
Gears,
put in all the R&D. Yeah, but there's also like a lot of like hopes and dreams and lollipops. This costs millions of dollars and thousands of hours of labor to get these things to be ported over to PlayStation, plus the sending over the Sony engineers to work on the PSSR 2 for these games and so on and so forth, right? They're not going to do that. They're not going to reverse course on that. I say, and this is why I said when they first hired Usher 2 months ago or whatever, 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, is that 2026 is not the year you're going to see moves. You're going to see, I mean, she can do moves. She can make moves, but not big ones. I think that you're going to see her actual business plan come into effect in 2027. And that's why I asked you about 2027. So this year is going to be status quo, at least for, this timeline that we're living in now. Now, the other thing is, though, is what you mentioned before, some of those other games, like, we put Avowed over there, and we put in Indiana Jones over there, and we put in South of Midnight, whatever. And I'm not certainly talking about the quality of the games, because I liked Indiana Jones. I loved South of Midnight. By the way, we're going to be playing that this Friday on my channel. So anyway, the point is that those games are not Gears of War E-Day. Those games are not Fable. Those games are not Forza Horizon 6. Those are the pantheon of Xbox's greatest games versus AA and AAA games that don't have proven history. Those games do. And that's why I'm telling you right now, man, she ain't stupid. She's going to sit there and go, everybody just calm the F down. Let's see how this performs. But the problem is this, and this is what I was going to say. Let's say she wants to say, maybe we should do X, Y, and Z, do a delayed release, maybe not release at all, have some incentive for people to get into the ecosystem, that kind of thing, right? Have exclusives in 27, make Blade exclusive, whatever. Okay? We don't know until it happens. The plan is the plan, right? So we don't know until it happens. But here's the thing. She still has to answer to two other people who are not gamers. She's not a gamer herself. I don't care what she says she plays, okay? She's a businesswoman, and she's there, and she stands on business. She's there for business. That's why I like her. She's not going to get all caught up in the wishy-washy bullshit of social media and whatever.
I have another point about what you're about to say.
This is what I'm thinking. Her bosses, of which she has two, are going to be emboldened by the sales numbers and say, whoa, yeah, but look at this. And they're not going to make the differentiation between a Blade game and a Forza Horizon 6. You see what I'm saying? Where they have the opportunity to go the route of exclusivity in 27 and on. They absolutely could if they really wanted to. But then you're going to have the bean counters go, hang on a second. We sold 6 million, 5 million copies of Forza Horizon 6.
Yeah,
we sold... Well, Call of Duty is a wash because that's always going to be multi-plat. We sold whatever. I bet they're going to sell 1 million Fables, 3 million Gears,
1 million Starfields tomorrow. Will probably.
You think so? That'd be wild.
I think they'll sell at least 1 million. Yeah, not tomorrow, so, but this year they'll sell like 1 million copies on PlayStation. Let me tell you something, Mag.
Like I'm looking at it from their point of view, not me. I don't care. I'm talking about like what they're thinking, because an executive doesn't care about whatever. They're looking at the numbers going, whoa. Let's calm down here. Look at these numbers here. But they're not going to they will realize, but at the same time, I don't think they care whether they're flagship titles or not. If they start seeing those dollar signs, that might be, the wrench in the clockwork, so to speak, to any plans. I'm just saying it's possible.
I think they're looking at what does flagship mean? What does it mean to the world and the fans? And I asked somebody, a very bright, community member about that, and they said, I said, do you think that Amy Hood and Tim Stewart and all these people care about what do the fans and what does the world think, or what is the reputation of Xbox mean? And he said, absolutely. They said absolutely that they are looking at when the brand value has been beat down like a like a dead pony. When the brand has been beat down so bad, it's just mocked by the games media or mocked by popular accounts and fans, and like it is a universal thing that
it's
Xbox
the butt end of jokes for the last for however many years. It's always the butt end of a joke and whatever. Yeah,
and what that does, that reputation translates to market value, to viability of the brand. It
does,
and it is affected the core gamer to a point where I could tell you confidently that I think that Microsoft and Xbox have looked at what has happened to our core and what do we need to do to get that back. And there's only one answer. The other thing I want to tell you before I talk about that one answer is that I can tell you with confidence that I think, this is my personal opinion, Amy Hood and Satya Nadella have backed way off of the 30% profit margin. Maybe not that specifically, but their opinion of demanding utmost perfection and impossibility from Xbox Remember when we talked about Halo Studios and the toxic leadership? You use, smoking somebody out by saying, you have to do this and this and this, or you're in big trouble. My personal opinion is some of that's going on inside Microsoft, which resulted in Phil and Sarah leaving. They wanted to get them out. They wanted to make wholesale changes because in 2024, they said, we need to put games on PlayStation. We need Project Latitude. What did it do? Made them some money here or there, but it damaged their brand so severely that now I think that Satya and Amy Hood are pulling a 180 and saying, what can we do to fix this? Because we've done irreparable damage. They bring in Asha, change the leadership, so they now have an excuse to say, oh yeah, Asha got rid of this as an Xbox, oh, she's part of this whole change. And instead of the leadership going, this is where the rubber hits the road. Instead of leadership saying, we were wrong, Project Latitude and this is an Xbox, were bad choices, and now we got to own up to it. Instead, what they do is they smoke out someone as a scapegoat. They bring in Asha and say, look what she's doing. She cares about the core gaming fans. Somewhere in there, Mag, which I want you to say, because we're running late, somewhere in there is a little bit of truth and maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for the diehard fans. I don't know.
It's a convoluted mess, and the reason why it's a convoluted mess is because there's a change of leadership. When there's a change of leadership, it's not a mess for them. It's a convoluted mess for anybody who's observing, because we can't see the inner workings of what their plans are, what they want to do, whatever. And I can tell you this, I don't think anybody actually knows Asha's full plans of what she plans on doing. I think she is playing it close to her chest. She's doing a lot of observation, which is what smart people do before they act. You don't act before you observe. You observe first, then you act. And I think she's going to be doing a hell of a lot of observing because she's an incredibly intelligent person. And I do like her. Now, the thing is, there are going to be different factions. That you're absolutely right with saying, like, image hurts the bottom line, because the image hurts the bottom line. Then people look at your product as a joke. They're never going to invest in it, and they're going to be like, well, this is the butt end of every joke. Why am I spending $1,000 to get involved in the whipping boy of the industry or whatever, right? Yeah. It's that kind of thing. So you look at that. So yeah, you're right. Image needs to be changed for 2027 and on. If she wants to try exclusivity, go for it. But you know what? Go for it. Do it. Go for it. Make it happen. Make it happen and see what happens. But I'll tell you this, and this will be a warning. Yeah. Today we're talking about Xbox.
2021. 2022.
Today we're talking about Xbox. My favorite controller, by the way, this is the sky blue one. I love this one. It's a nice controller.
Oh, hold on. I can't see you. Show it again.
Oh, dude, it's so beautiful.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, looks tasty.
Yeah, and it's got the black accents on it. Whatever. It's awesome. I mean, I got a white one over there. I like it's the moon one. I got the moon one over there. Oh, that's very nice.
Come on,
that's a nice controller.
Come on,
that's
you can do it.
It's not getting into focus.
It is now.
I can't see. Oh, what is it? Oh, is that a Gears one?
Yeah, it's a Gears 5 controller.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So anyways, you know what? Go for it. However, here's the thing though. And we have, at least up until this point, we have there's two things that need to happen on top of this. Let's just say, for argument's sake, she decides to do this, okay? Did I melt a Smurf to make that?
Come on, camera.
There's two things that have to, I know you're still out of focus. It's okay, your camera will figure it out. It'll get there. Two things have to happen. One, the Xbox community actually has to play the games and engage. And don't tell me otherwise. I've got the data to prove otherwise. That they're not engaging the way they should be with the numbers that you have. Get into that. And I'm not talking about this chat with you're gonna have like Magnum going, I played the games. You're gonna have Maverick saying, I played the games. Okay, that's you. But that's certainly not everybody. The engagement numbers were too low, hence why Latitude even happened. It happened for a reason. It wasn't just a lark. They did it for a reason. So you got to do your end. You want to build this brand. Engage.
Do your end.
Engage. Yeah. Wolf. Engage. You have to engage. The other thing is you're going to have to get support from this is what the other side. They're going to have to support as well with quality software games that will sell boxes. So yeah, everybody has a responsibility. Okay? You don't have a responsibility to support crap. You want to support quality products. So it starts with them. If they don't have the quality, now listen, I have no problem with Xbox hardware is going to be great. I think the Helix is going to be great. The Series X is an amazing console, great hardware. Their problem is not hardware. Their problem has always been software. And that's the problem. One X was an incredible box. What an incredible machine until mine melted. But you know what I mean? And that's what the thing is. You have to have that compelling software to make that Xbox, the Xbox players engage more in your stuff, buy your games, buy the next box, get in there, get people who aren't in there to come over and say, oh my God, I heard Blade's at 9.4. I need an Xbox to play this thing because I hear everybody talking about it. You have to take the public zeitgeist, and the only way to do get the public zeitgeist is by compelling software. And
they need to bundle games. They need to bundle games in the Series X as well. Like, I don't know why they're not doing that anymore.
And they got to be good. Why aren't you doing it?
The last bundle they did was Fallout 76.
They might swear. You never know. They might do Gears bundles. We don't know. Maybe Gears bundles. Maybe they do
or Halo or
Call of Duty Modern Warfare bundles. Dude, you remember what I told you? Was it telling you or was that Madcast? I can't remember which one. Anyways, the point is, what I said was I had an Xbox 360 from the Modern Warfare 3 one with the camouflage Xbox 360 with the camouflage controllers, and when you turned it on, it sounded like the like the night vision goggles turning on, and when you opened the tray, it did a sound like a gun was cocked, like this. It had all these cool sound effects.
Those days are gone.
Like, what? But that was like my 5th Xbox 360, dude. I kept buying those.
You buying them? Yeah,
no, I was buying them, but like also the games were incredible. Whether it was third-party games or Xbox first-party games, or guess what? Money-hatted games that were all on the 360 that we were getting. Mass Effect. Do I have to keep going on? What was the one that was underwater with the big idiot with the with the little girl on his back? Boom, 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 boom. In the underwater village. Bioshock. Like
came
all
out
these
before
games.
PS3, but yeah, I mean, it was a big moment, and it doesn't
like
seem like
those
it's
were
that
selling
difficult,
boxes,
right?
dude. Dead Rising sold boxes. Why do you think I bought a 360? I was watching TV and I saw Dead Rising and I go, dude, this looks amazing. I'm a zombie fan, right? And they're like, only on Xbox 360. I bought it that day. So you have to have that compelling software to sell that hardware and get people to get in there. Otherwise, you don't have a shot. Otherwise, you're going to remain in 4th place, and that's all there is to it. And the thing is, at the end of the day, go for it. If you want to do it, go for it. I'm never going to say no. Go for it. Show us what you got. But you got to back it up.
They need to back
it up because I ain't parting with my money unless you back it up with quality. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, they need to get their customers to get excited about the Xbox console, even if it's Series S and X now, because, at this showcase in June, they might announce a little more about Helix, if not in November. So you need to get people ready to want to buy hardware. Udani with the 5 goes, why does Mark Cerny look like he's going to say, look what I can do, while he's wearing his tighty whities and spazzing out? If you're keen-eyed Colt Eastwood channel viewer, there is one moment in a video where Mark Cerny pops up on screen and he has that polo shirt, but he's wearing whitey tighties. Not a proud moment for me, but thought I'd just make an admission of guilt. Gilmar14, thank you so much for the PLN 50. Says greetings from Poland. Been listening for a long time. It's 4 a.m. here, so it's tough to catch you live, but I finally made it. Really appreciate all your work you put into the podcast. Thank you so much. I would love to go to
Poland. Is a beautiful country.
My friend lived there for a bit, and he still speaks a little bit. I would love to go there.
Lots of Polish people. A lot of Polish people.
Awesome.
A lot of them emigrated to Canada, immigrated to Canada, excuse me. So I know a lot of Polish people. Yeah, wonderful people.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Well, hello from Canada.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you got up early, like at my age, I'll get up early to use the bathroom. And then if I'm on my phone, I'll sit on the phone the rest of the morning. Dub Mobile, thanks for 36 months, says, shout out to Colt and Mag in the chat. Some complain Gears 5 maybe played it too safe. Yeah, Gears 5's awesome. Anything you'd like to see the Coalition try with E-Day? Scary. I want scary. Mag, what do you want?
Horror. I want to return to part 1 and 2 where I was scared to go around corners. I was scared to play the game because I'm like, I don't want to go out there. And like I was doing co-op with my wife, and we were doing that part and reloaded.
Did you guys play Gears as well?
We always play Gears. My wife is obsessed with Gears. She loves all the Gears games. We play them all together. So we do all of that. So now the thing is that, was there a joke I missed? There's a part,
you said I was playing co-op with my wife, and I said, did you guys get a chance to play Gears?
Oh, holy, holy, holy,
Happy Mom says I got the joke. There you go. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to ruin the joke. We were doing the thing with the stupid birds, and like you have to like shoot the gas can so you can go from one area to the other. Yeah, the krill. I don't remember names. I just say stupid birds and stupid big guys with guns, whatever. And I'm like, that was amazing. It was one of the most intense levels I've ever played. And then even when I played like Reloaded,
when you die, yeah.
You know, like even when I played Reloaded, I've played it. I don't know how many times I've played like, you know, Gears of War, the original or whatever else, right? Oh, and I'm sitting there playing this and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is exactly what I want with Gears E-Day. Give me the horror, give me the scary, give me all of that. And then on top of all of that, give me the excitement of Hivebusters. Because Hivebusters to me was that return to form, as I was not as big a fan of 4 and 5, but Hivebusters was like, yo, this is a 10 out of 10. Keep that momentum going for Gears E-Day because I thought that was an incredible DLC. Possibly one of the best DLCs I've ever played in my life outside of Grand Theft Auto 4, the Ballad of Gay Tony.
I forgot. Yeah, Ballad of
Gay Tony was one of the greatest stories I've ever seen in a Grand Theft Auto game or any game period. I love that story. The Ballad of Gay Tony and Gears of War Hivebuster, some of the best DLC I've ever put my hands on.
It's awesome. I was sitting here. I forgot to turn on my studio lights. Game Seeker sent me two more Govee bulbs, and so with a push of my button on my phone, I could turn on the red and the blue. And I noticed like something was off. I'm like, it's kind of dark, but yeah, I just turned it on. So there we go. I didn't have my backlighting on there.
You know, I shouldn't have said it. You know what was going to happen, right, Colt? As soon as I said the Ballad of Gay Tony, I look at the chat and already it started. Like I can't even say one word and they're on top of me already.
And I get the joke, on top Magnum.
Of me already.
I totally get the joke as well. Yeah, I get why.
Magnum.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I'm excited. Listen, man, to wrap it up, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I think 26 is going to be status quo, as we already know what was been going on. I don't expect any changes this year, except for that little tidbit I said about Gears of War. I think it'll. If I were a betting man, I'd bet on it being delayed on the PlayStation, but still coming. So, but you know what I'm interested in? I'm very interested to sit down and see how 27 is going to play out for the Xbox. It'll be very interesting to see what they do, and I'm excited to see what her plans are, because like I said, 26 is a layup for her. 27 is where she's going to have to tighten her shoelaces and say, okay, now it's time to work. Like, I mean, she's working now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to go now, because now you're going to have IPs nobody knows about. You're not walking in with flagships. You know what I mean? You're not doing, all the flagships are this year. So next year, the year after, you're going to have to prove yourself in a different way. And I'm very excited to see how she works out in it. So, because I think she's the right person for the job. And I said that from day one.
Yeah.
I really like her vibe, man. Yeah,
I do. I feel that way. I think it's something that Xbox needed. And I think that Microsoft was ready to maybe 180 some of their choices. And I hope she does follow through, because I think some form of exclusivity is the right move for Xbox. Broke Boy, thank you so much for the 2, says, give me a good E-Day Collector's Edition. I'm good.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think they're going to do Gears. If I was going to bet, I have no idea. I would think that Gears would be the one that gets the custom controller, maybe the Gears wrap for the Series X. They won't do a custom console, but I think we're going to get an Elite controller for Gears, which I'll probably buy, because I freaking love using those. And I don't think we're going to get that for Halo Combat Campaign Evolved. I think they're just going to, maybe they will. Maybe they'll do a regular controller, but they'll do an Elite for
You know
Gears.
what I could see them doing, Colt? I could see them doing a collaged controller for the 25th anniversary. What do you think about that?
Oh, that could be cool. Like
in November, they reveal. Yeah, like a little Master Chief in one corner and like a little Marcus Phoenix in another corner, and then
watch him hire Clobril to put that graphic together, because he could do an amazing job.
Like and then have like a gold 25 like in the corner or whatever in the top, like, or whatever over the button, or I don't know, something like that. That'd be pretty cool. I could see them doing like some kind of a commemorative thing, so people can buy some commemorative thing if they want to put on the shelf. I'm done with controllers. I use the controllers I get with the box. That's it. I don't buy anymore. I sold like 8 controllers to a guy like 2 streets over. I'm like, dude, I'm done. I have too many controllers. They're just sitting there. and I sold them.
You want to
So
see a
I still have
discontinued
1, 2,
collector's
3.
edition? Whoa, is there a battery in here?
I still got 5 controllers. Can you imagine that? Ridiculous.
You ready for the discontinued collector's edition?
Get the F out of here. Is that real?
It's real. Xbox
Dude,
sent it to me.
put it back in the box. That's going to be worth a fortune in like 5 years.
Hey, Asha,
Dude,
what
put
about
that
this,
back in
huh?
the box.
It's actually a nice looking. I mean, of course, it's a nice looking controller, but it's got like the translucent thing going on.
Dude, that's actually pretty wild. Listen, put it back in the box. Do you have the box still? Because I keep all my boxes for electronics. Always. Put it back in the box. Bury in the backyards. Tell your kids about it and put it in the will and say, listen, guys, after I'm gone, dig in the backyard, 14 paces from the back door, whatever. You'll find a box. Inside of a box, which is called an Xbox.
And next to it will be an ET cartridge from an Atari. Yeah.
Right. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to make a fortune. Okay. Your kids will like pay off their houses with it because it'll be like,
Mag, you're amazing. Hey, everybody, do your best to support Mag as he does Magcast this week. We are doing the Get Mag, the Quest to LA, and he raised
that's what we're hoping.
An unbelievable amount of support from you guys. He's already started to plan and book his trip. Mag and I are going to meet in real life. I can't wait. When he does his next Magcast, if you have a couple dollars to send his way to make his trip complete, how far? What's the percentage you're in on this? On this
like
goal?
54% in the first night. We did the Magcast, and I was gonna do another. I guess I was gonna do another stream on Friday, but I'm like, bye guys, I'll see you guys all Friday. And then like the next day, I'm like, it's Good Friday. I'm not home.
You only did the one stream this week.
The one show. That's it. I just did one stream and we hit 54% of the target right there. And it was the outpouring was absolutely incredible. It was absolutely amazing. But yes, we will be doing that again tomorrow night. The quest continues, and we will be going. We'll do a Magcast on Tuesday. I will be releasing a video tomorrow. I'll be releasing a couple of other videos throughout the week. And Friday, I will be doing Friday Night Live as back to the normal schedule. And this Friday, we will be playing. You can't celebrate every holiday. Game Walk. We're going to be doing South of Midnight on the channel. I'll be playing South of Midnight as it released on PlayStation. And the reason why I'm going to be playing that game, not only it released 5 days ago or 4 days ago on PlayStation, 5 days, is also because I'm trying to bring awareness to the game because the game is so awesome. I want other people to play it. So if you're interested in checking it out or whatever and support that studio, it is a great game. I love it, and we're going to be playing some of that on Friday. So yeah, we'll do that for a couple of weeks. Then we're going to be going to Pragmata, and then for Pragmata, we are going to be going into Sorrows. So that's the streaming schedule for the next like 6 weeks, and then right from there, Forza Horizon, and then right from there, Lego Batman, and then right from there, 007, and then Halo. So that's that's all the games for the all the way till the fall. So it's going to be a wild next like 5 months or whatever. So yeah, I'm excited. See you guys Magcast tomorrow night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel. Link is actually in the chat right there. So come check it out, man. And
awesome.
yeah, we're having a great old time. So thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
and then
thanks for all your support.
Yes, can't do it without you guys.
Broke Boy the Jew says, Colt, you're gonna have to go to Toronto for Mag. Yeah, eventually I will. I'll go to Toronto. We'll see what can happen there. I will have a little mini preview for Forza Horizon 6 on Wednesday morning. So I've been playing it off and on. So yeah, it's like, thanks for giving me that when I got Crimson Desert. Really appreciate that timing. But we'll keep an eye out for that, guys. I'll probably do a short or something. I'm not doing a full preview. So yeah, it's great. I don't know what else is going on, but we're way over time. Thank you guys so much. Hit the like button on the way out. Timestamps are already added in as we finish the last thing. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next week for the XPNC podcast, also known as the Xbox. What, bro?
Sharifi says there's one super chat we might have missed from him. From Sharifi?
Sharifi? Let me look. Yeah. I never miss a super chat. Never.
Okay, I'm just double checking.
Unless he stepped away. I remember I did read yours, bro, but let me see.
Okay, we got to it. We got to it, Sharifi. Yeah, we got to it.
It was a while ago. Unless you have another one, he said Naughty Dog team working on a new Uncharted and a third game, but that was like in the first hour. But I don't know if I missed another one. Let me give you a second, see if that was it in the chat as I get ready to hit the out button.
Yeah. Eddie Garcia, I know, man. It's hey, whatever. The Jays didn't deserve to win. They're like a wounded animal right now. It's okay. Give it a couple months. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Nothing.
But we appreciate you guys especially watching when we're doing baseball, right? Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate your support. Are we good? Are we good?
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
We're good. We're good.
We'll see you guys next week, and keep an eye on the channels for more content. We appreciate you, and we're out.